Good evening, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Oh boy. Good evening, guys. Good evening. I hope you are all doing very well. I hope you're all doing very well. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I hope you're all well. Man, what a game of football we just saw. What a game of football. What a tie. These are the levels that we want our Nigerian. These are the games that we want our Nigerian players to be playing in. Beautiful Champions League semi-final. Unfortunately, Barcelona lost. I know there are a lot of Nigerian Barca fans, so commiserations to any of you who's a Barca fan. But Inter, well deserved, man, well deserved. I don't know how they blew two leads in both legs, but at the end of the day, they got the job done, and that's the most important thing. Amazing game of football, amazing tie over the two legs. Let's see if Arsenal PSG can live up to that tomorrow. I doubt, but let's see. Stranger things have happened in football before. Incredible game, incredible game. Very, very incredible game. I really enjoyed watching that one as a neutral. Tomorrow I'll be watching as an Arsenal hater. So I'm not quite neutral tomorrow. I want Arsenal to lose. I want PSG Inter Milan final. I think it is what football deserves. Two teams that grind. I pray that Inter win it all because I think Inter deserve to win it more than PSG just based off of they've been there recently. They've been trying. You know I like that they're not on paper, they're not the most talented team, they're not the biggest team, but they have a lot of fighters and a lot of quality in their squad as well. So I'm rooting for Inter to go all the way. But I want PSG to beat Arsenal and make the final. And then Inter can beat PSG 2-1 in the final. I'll take it. But yes, a fantastic, fantastic game of football, nevertheless. Maybe next season, Maybe next season we'll see Osimhen in the final of the Champions League. Who knows? I'm trying to think who else can we see in a Champions League semi-final even amongst our Nigerian players. Lookman, depending on the club that he joins, we're hearing that. Um, Let me see. If Onyedika joins a top team, it's possible. If Boniface joins a top team, it's possible. But man, imagine exactly. See, someone says this should have been the final. Like, imagine if this was the final, it would have been a historic Champions League final. But still, classic time, man. They're going to be in 10 years' time. People are still going to be referring to 24-25 Champions League semi-final between Inter and Barca. Beautiful, beautiful game of football. The Mitayo says, as a hater, we are there. Yes, so haters of Arsenal. Haters of Arsenal. I do not want Arsenal to win at all for any reason. I say Kelechi is watching, but I'm rooting against Kelechi. I'll be against Arsenal, not against Kelechi. I wish Kelechi all the best. um, Someone says, "Why is Tolu mad at you guys?" Don't worry, we'll get into the conversation. That's it's funny because we decided to do this new show where every Tuesday we just come and debate, we come and argue. People give us topics to argue. People come on the show to argue with us. And we had, what's the word? We're juggling some ideas of what we should talk about or debates, or what's hot topic to really come at today. And unfortunately, or fortunately for us, fortunately for us, this morning, I woke up to a bunch of comments from Tolu Arokodare, and I was like, perfect. This is what I'll talk about. This is what I'll talk about. So I'll get into it in a bit. I just want to let people have some time to join us, say hi to you guys, and yeah, we'll get into the whole thing. It's not just about Tolu. I'll talk about him. I'll talk about the whole back and forth, and then I'll talk about the big. I always like to look at the bigger picture as well. Everything is beyond just me. Everything is beyond just one player. Players will come and go. People in the media will come and go. I'll probably last longer than the player because once your career is done, you're done. I'll still be here. By God, keep me. You know. So there's a lot to talk about, but we'll get into it in a bit. Someone said Osimhen with which club? Osimhen will be in the Champions League final with Chelsea next season. Yourself think Osimhen will be in the Champions League or Champions League semi-final with Chelsea next season. I think Osimhen has the ability to do that. Champions League semis with Chelsea next season. Someone say let's debate and get him more mad. um, Onyedika can be in the final too. Yeah, it depends on which team he joins. I mean, we know that he's more than likely leaving Club Brugge or Bruges. Um, it says Boniface is not joining the top team. Interesting. Hybrid says you want PSG to win. Are you well? Well, your name is Hybrid, so obviously you're an Arsenal fan. But it's not even about what I want. It's about what's going to happen. Even if I wanted Arsenal to win, let's be realistic here. We saw the first leg. Now we are going to Paris. Arsenal players don't have that bite, don't have that fight, don't have that it factor. Two on PSG. Yeah, Lookman. I mean, depending on which Lookman, whether which team Lookman joins, Lookman definitely has the ability to be in Champions League semi-final. Just has to join a big team. Will Osimhen go to Chelsea? If I had the power in my hands, is it will be in Chelsea on June 1st. If I had the power in my hands on June 1st, Osimhen will be in Stamford Bridge. But let's see how it goes, regardless of what team he joins. As long as he joins a top team in Europe, he has the ability. Temida says Chelsea is not making a past run of 16. Come on, bro. Come on. If Chelsea signs Osimhen, signs or brings back Petrovic, they even need to sign a new goalkeeper. Just bring back Petrovic, sign Osimhen, and sign one solid winger. I don't know who, but get Osimhen in, get one solid winger, one very a winger that is giving you 10 and 15 in a season, 10 goals, 15 assists type thing. Osimhen will give you 25 and 5. Chelsea will reach the semi-final of Champions League. Come on now. Come on. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Shout out to Kelvin watching from Dubai. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Um, Someone says Chelsea cannot afford Osimhen. Oh, Faisal, you gave a super chat. Thank you very much. It says no one likes to be told the truth. It's natural. I get your point. Don't worry, we'll get into it in a second. Let me just quickly read the rest of the comments. Um, Hybrid 10 support other British clubs. Chelsea fans still jealous us now. What is there to be jealous about? Never won the Champions League. Last time you won the league. Some people that are watching this live were not born. What exactly is there to be jealous about? FA Cup, Community Shield, coming second every year. What's what is there to be jealous about? I don't understand. Arsenal fans overrate themselves and their relevance. There's nothing to be jealous about. Chelsea needs a CB more than a winger. I kind of disagree with that because Chelsea's defense has been quite good this season. Going forward has been where the issues have been. Sancho has picked up form of recent, but Sancho was not producing for a large part of the season. Of course, we know Mikhailo Mudryk and his issues. Sterling coming back is not an option. Neto is producing a little bit, but it's not at the level that you would expect. Centre backs, Trevor Chalobah is a solid centre back. I will always stick with Chalobah. I think Levi Colwill is good. If Chelsea is able to sign a centre back that is much better than those guys and is going to take them over the top, of course. But if it is a decent, just average centre back, then there's no point. Stick with Chalobah and Colwill. Oh, Fofana. I forgot about that boy because he's always injured. But Fofana is a very good player. It's just that he cannot stay fit to save his life. He cannot stay fit to save his life. That's the issue. John Jones is asking where is Smith Layi. I wish I knew. I think maybe he's just putting his kids to bed or something, and he'll be here in a bit. But nevertheless, we're going to take it. We're going to go regardless. Okay, let me just do a quick intro. So once again, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Please, if you're on other social media platforms, join us on YouTube so that you can enjoy the full show uninterrupted. Please join us on YouTube. The show is going to end on other platforms. And I want to say, if you're on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button, like the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to support our efforts and what we do, feel free to leave a super chat. If you want your comments to be highlighted on screen or your questions to be highlighted on screen, or you have a topic that you want us to discuss, please send your message to the super chat and we'll give you priority response in the chat. So today we are kicking off something that is new on Eagles Tracker, the home of Nigerian football. This is a new segment, a new show that is going to be called Wahala Dey. That's the name of this segment, Wahala Day. The goal is to do it on Tuesdays and to give you guys violence, just violence. That is the goal, just violence in a good way. Nobody is attacking anybody per se, don't get me wrong. But we're here to argue, we're here to debate like civilized human beings. But whatever hot topic there is, whatever dispute there is in Nigerian football, whatever the case may be, no holds barred, no filter, just giving you our opinions raw, honest, which is something that you guys know I always like to do. I like to say things as they are. On the Nigeria FC podcast, we usually just discuss topics, give opinions on certain things. Whereas on this Wahala Day, we're not here to discuss, we're here to argue, we're here to debate. I want differing opinions. I want you to tell me that I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. Send a request, come on live, let me hear you talk and tell me why I'm wrong. And let's debate the topic. We can learn from each other. It's all in good fun, don't get me wrong. It's all harmless. Nobody is offended or, hates anybody or is literally fighting anybody. But we want to debate Wahala. That's why the segment is called Wahala Day. And we want to really, really get you guys involved in it. We want you guys to come on and join us and argue with us and debate. I discuss and debate things with Smith Layi a lot, both online and offline. But I want to debate some other people as well. I want you guys to be involved. So that is the point of this segment. That is the point of this show. That is the point of this show. Is for us to debate. And today, like I said, I stumbled upon a topic because I woke up today and I saw a Nigerian player in my comments, and he was in his feelings over some comments that I made. He was in his feelings, and I tried to ease the tension a little bit and tried to just make things okay. And then I realized that he was still in his feelings. And then what did he do? He unfollowed the ghost tracker. Okay, I cannot beg anybody to follow the page. Some of the biggest stars don't follow or have unfollowed. So when an upcoming player, with all due respect, unfollows, I'm not going to be butthurt about it, but I'm going to talk about it because at the end of the day, what I do is talk. Um, of course, I'm talking about Tolu Arokodare. On last week's episode of the Naija FC podcast, myself and Smith Layi, we spoke about the rumored interest of FC Bayern Munich in the services of Tolu Arokodare. We spoke about it at length. I think we spoke about him for nearly 10 minutes ish, thereabouts. And we posted a short clip on our social media page. And in that clip, I was talking and I said I don't think he's ready yet because he had flopped in Germany, he had flopped in the second division of France. That I don't think that Bayern Munich is necessarily going to sign him because I didn't believe that he would change their lives or he would have the desired impact. Those are not nice words. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to tell you, oh, what I said. I expect him to hear it and be excited that I said those things. But I expect him to not say anything, frankly, to not say anything. As a professional football player, you are going to be criticized. Some people are going to believe in you, some people are not going to believe in you. Some people are going to say things that will get you upset. It's life, it's normal. One thing that I always do, because my whole thing is I love Nigerian football players. I love Nigerian football. My whole goal is to increase the appreciation of Nigerian players. My whole goal is to big Nigerian players up. That is my whole thing. I want them to build bigger brands for themselves. I want them to be big names in the space. I want them to be viewed at the same level that the actors, the musicians are viewed. That is my whole dream and goal for Nigerian football. That's the reason why I started this in the first place. I want them to be able to generate wealth off the field. And in my I think I've been doing this for about 5 years now. In my time, I've worked with some Nigerian players. I've worked with players on the Super Eagles. I've worked with players on the Super Falcons. I've worked with upcoming players. I've worked with players that you guys have never heard about. And I've helped a lot of people achieve quality results. I still work with players till today. I still help somebody produce a podcast today before coming on this live. So I've done a lot of work in this space. If I do say so myself, I've done a lot of work in this space. And I big up players all the time. I big up players all the time. But is Eagles Tracker a fan page for any one player? Hell no. Am I a fanboy of any one player? Hell no. Am I here to protect the feelings of any player? No. Am I do I have any loyalty to any one player? No. I'll be honest with you guys. The people that matter the most to me are my clients and my audience. You guys that are watching me, you are my audience. You are the ones that pay me. If you guys don't watch, if you guys don't engage, if you guys don't comment, people support us on YouTube with super chats. Those are people that I like. You guys are the ones that pay me. On Eagles Tracker, every single week, we track over 200 matches. Every single week, or in our whole database of Nigerian players, we track over 450 different Nigerian players. How many of them actually show any sense of appreciation for what we do? Is less than 30. So as much as I love Nigerian footballers, like the sad part is that my loyalty is not to them. My loyalty is to the 200,000 plus followers, subscribers that I have on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. That's who my loyalty is to. And my audience, one thing that my audience asks for and that my audience appreciates me for is my honesty. Sometimes people even accuse me of being biased for and protecting some players too much. People tell me, oh, I protect Awoni a lot. People tell me, oh, I protect Boniface a lot. Because maybe I might not necessarily have harsh opinions about them the way some people do. But at the end of the day, I've said some things that were not so nice about Boniface. I love Victor Osimhen, but I've said some things that were not so nice about Victor Osimhen. When a player does wrong, when they ask me about something and I have an opinion that might be relatively negative, I talk about it and I give my honest opinion. The one thing that I always make sure to not do is I do not insult players. I'm never going to come and say someone is useless, someone cannot play football, someone doesn't know what he's doing, someone doesn't have talent. Those are the things that I will never come and say because I have respect for people. But if I think somebody is not good enough in the context that is being discussed, I will say it. I will say it. Because if I do not say it, the people that I'm loyal to, my audience, they will lose their appreciation for me. If I do not say the truth, my audience will lose their appreciation for me. And if I lie and I say, oh, I think is the best striker that Bayern Munich wants, he's not even going to give it them. He's not going to give it them. The player that I'm talking about, throughout this season, almost every week we've bigged him up on the show on the Nigeria FC podcast. Almost every week, he has been in incredible form this season. He has been in incredible form. He has been banging in goals left and right, leading his team to a title charge that has now deflated. But nevertheless, he has had an incredible season. He got his first Super Eagles call up. his first call up, made his debut and played in the second match, even helped to create a goal for the Super Eagles. And we bigged him up throughout all those things. When he was crying after his debut for Nigeria, we bigged him up. Did he give a damn? Did he ever engage? Did he ever leave a comment on our page? Did he ever say anything? No. He saw them and he acted like, oh well, nothing happened. I don't hold it against anybody. I post players all the time. Lookman does he engage? Osime does he engage? Basi does he engage? Iwobi does he engage? Aino does he engage? I don't hold it against anybody. I don't feel entitled to anybody's engagement. But why do people now feel entitled to positive opinions? Once again, if I insult somebody, if I outright disrespect somebody, call me out on it. I feel like it is fair if I'm just being blatantly disrespectful. But if I make comments and I give my opinion, and my opinion, you might think is harsh, as long as I didn't disrespect you, as long as I didn't call you out of your name, just take it to the chin. Like, don't tell me anything. Now, if you are someone that has taken the time to get to know me, has taken the time to communicate with me, because there are some players that have actually done that. There are some players that have taken the time that I know and they know me to a good extent. I don't necessarily gist with them every day, but I can reach them, they can reach me whenever. If that kind of player even feels like there's certain comments that I shouldn't make about them, while I wouldn't necessarily agree that I can't talk about you because we have a kind of personal relationship, I would understand. But if you're a player that frankly doesn't give a damn about me, you are a player that has never in any way benefited me, you are a player that has never in any way appreciated me for talking about you for 5 years. I like Arokodare to a good extent. He's a good player. Many people first heard his name through Eagles Tracker. Many people, first time they heard his name was on Eagles Tracker. All these years, has there ever been any sense of appreciation? No. So why should you feel entitled to only positive comments from me? Once again, even if you don't appreciate me, I frankly don't care. You don't pay me anything. You don't water my flour. You don't butter my bread. My loyalty is to my audience, the people that actually pay me. When I get views on YouTube, I get paid. When people leave super chats, I get paid. When my content does well, I get paid. When brands come to work with me, I get paid. Me talking good about a player has never paid me. Me talking negative has never paid me. But my audience cares for my honest opinion, and that is what I strive to do every single day. And at the end of the day, I always want to promote Nigerian players. I always want Nigerian players to be revered, to be seen in a positive light. But again, I do not expect that if I now say something that you don't like, your reaction to it is to come in my comments and start talking and then go and unfollow the page. In fact, if you want to unfollow, maybe you feel like, oh, you don't want to have to see what I'm saying about you because it's not nice. Fine, unfollow. But for me, when you come to my comments, that is when I feel like, okay, now what the F is wrong with you? Like, if I say something and I doubt you, you know the right reaction to it? Go on the field and score goals and then prove me wrong. That's the right reaction to it. It's not to come on or in my comments and start to talk. Kim Lu says, AyoT, you are very correct. I heard of him from you. Adekunle says, not a lie. I heard about Tolu from you. Bride says, yes, I heard him from Eagles Tracker. That's what I'm saying. Again, I don't think you owe me anything because of this. No, I'm not saying you don't owe me nothing. But you have to recognize that it goes both ways. I also do not owe you anything. You play your football, I give my opinions, I create content, and we stay in our lanes. If you are a player that wants to have a personal relationship, fine, I respect it. I don't think there's no player that has ever DM'd me to say something, whether positive or negative, that I have fought. I listen to it. There's even been players in the past that have been upset about what I said about them or something, and they reached out to me very, very civil, said, bro, I don't like this, that you said. And, you know, and I had a conversation with them and we dealt with it like mature human beings and mature men that we are. So for me, again, I say this: I don't owe anybody anything. The only people that I owe something to are my clients that I work for and my audience, the 200,000 plus people that follow and subscribe to my pages across social media platforms. The moment I start lying and I stop saying what I believe because I don't want Tolu Arokodare or some other player to be upset with me, I'm going to lose my audience. I'm going to lose myself. Someone said, let this matter rest. LOL. You're not going to tell me what to talk about. It happened today. I'm talking about it today. So if you don't want to hear, feel free to leave the live. But on my platform, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. And I've told you this program is called Wahala Day. We had the idea for this program long before today. Tolu just gave me the best topic to talk about today because he came in my comments today to talk. He didn't have to come in my comments. He came to talk. And I know that there's people, and again, the funny thing is that the post that he was replying to is a post that is 1 week old. 1 week old. So I don't know how he just saw it. I think most likely somebody sent it to him to say, oh, look at what this guy said about you, which is something that happens a lot. Whenever I say anything that is not so nice about any player, people start sending it to them to try to burn bridges, to try to cause, quanta or the other. It happens. It happens. And I don't hold anything against anybody. Everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. But my own thing is, if you don't engage with me when I say things positive, if I talk about you and how you're having a great season all the way from August to May, and you don't engage with me at all, then don't come and engage with me when I say I don't think you're ready for a transfer. I did not insult you. I did not call you out of your name. I did not say anything bad about you. I gave my opinion on you as a football player. I didn't talk about your family. I didn't talk about your wife, your children, nothing. I spoke about you as a football player. I did not just football, because that's what I keep my conversations around. Football. Okay. Some people have been asking me, where is Smith Layi? Where is Smith Layi? Let me bring Smith Layi on. I don't know if Smith Layi is as heated as I am about this issue. I don't know if he's as passionate about it as I am. But let's hear what Smith Layi has to say. Smith Layi, welcome.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thanks for actually bringing me on. Yeah.
Yeah. So Smith Layi, you're my partner in crime in this in this issue. You're my
Yeah.
partner in crime. It
Yeah.
was the both of us that were discussing this topic last week on the
hmm
Nigeria FC podcast.
Yeah.
The clip that was on social media was mostly my part and
hmm
only had a short part of what you said that day.
hmm
Now, I'll ask you this. After seeing Tolu Arokodare's comments, in fact, you're the one that drew my attention to the comments because I didn't even know. I didn't know. Smilai, he said, you don't see what Arokodare talk. I said, what was he saying? And then I went to check the comments and I saw him in the comments there. Do you think his reaction to this was something that was warranted, or how do you feel about it?
It's just like uh I'll put it this way. I want to try and like play the devil's advocate now.
Okay.
I think it's like I know this guy now. Now my person with this guy now. Why did he go and say all these things? It's not as if you're saying things against him. That is just the truth. But the issue basically is that some of us we don't like the truth too.
Mm,
It's okay because was he great with FC Cologne? No. Did he do well with Emion? Not really. You know, did he do well? Only Latvia and actually what they. So in my own, I just think that just realize that why can't you focus? I think he's thinking that why can't you focus on what I'm doing now? Why are you talking about what happened in the past? Past will be past. That why can't you just focus on say at the ball now? They nominate me for Ebony Award.
mm,
And you said something. Some of these players, if there is no problem, if there is no issues of a player talking against me and things like that, they will not come out and talk. People sometimes will say, "Oh, let's promote our players, promote our players." We know we promote our players, but sometimes we have to be objective when trying to talk about these players too. And you made mention of a few things that the moment you start saying something that is not that people don't know you for, your audience will not want to listen to you again. So, in my opinion, looking at from its own side, is that why can't you focus on my achievements than talking about what you guys would happen in the past? Tell my success story. Maybe if you tell, if you praise him, he scored 5 goals, he will not comment. But he said that he cannot go to Bayern Munich and things like that. So I just think that he needs some media part of training too in this case. In my opinion, I just think that no matter how you want to look at it, I don't think that it should be trying to drag things like that. When I saw that first comment, you handled it very well. That's thank you, you're a big player. This I knew that if you can read between the lines, those are sarcastic comments. It's not real. Light and this thing, everybody go deal can, love and everything.
let me put the comments on screen so that people actually even see what we're talking about. Okay. So this is the interaction, yeah? Um, if you haven't seen the post, you can check the post out on our Instagram page. So he
Mhm.
replies, K, sir. Everybody that knows social media lingo knows that when somebody tells you K, they're not being nice to you. He says, K, sir. You will be fine, sir. Love and light, sir. Obviously, when you call me sir, 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 there's this backhanded. You don't mean it. Is trying to be disrespectfully respectful. And how did I respond? Love and light. Keep rising, bro. We day your back. And then his response is, I know Beguna. Thank you. So for anyone that did not see the interaction, this is essentially it. After his message of I know Beguna, thank you, he proceeded to unfollow the page. Okay, Smith Lai, you can keep going.
So, for me, I just think that, it didn't, I don't think as you handled it well. I just think that why can't you just focus on what he's doing, do it on the pitch? For example, now, we have seen people, see, this distraction of social media, people don't know the impact it's even having on these players himself. For example, now, I don't want to try and digress. If there was a player that scored after international break, and he said that shot he was since then he never score. Why can't you just leave the talking and focus on what you are doing?
Mm.
When the Jackson say shut up Mikel Obi, how many goals he scores since he shut up Mikel Obi? How many goals Jackson scores since say shut up Mikel Obi, pushes this and pushes score? I think he scored how many goals this year when he went to Giri, I mean he
I don't
scored
know. I
one.
don't know the numbers. Mm.
So what I'm just trying to say basically is that is very vital for him to know how to handle these things well. I can see from his own angle that these guys, maybe he just wants you to be his hype man, hey, this and this and this and that, and get you that, But for me, I just think that sometimes we have to be objective about what we actually want to say.
Mm.
That is your opinion that is not ready yet, and you need to respect that opinion. It will now come and prove that okay, you say I'm
You
not
dey
ready.
talk nonsense. Mm.
You can see what I can do now. So that would have been just save him all this stress. So in my own opinion, I just think that he got it wrong slightly there. I know I saw it there. You never you think that it was fine. I don't know, maybe you saw it was okay. The comment I was like,
No, no, no.
it's
Because for me, my initial reaction was, I'm not going to try to escalate the situation. I understand. See, I like to be realistic in my thinking. If somebody makes those comments about me, I'm not going to hear it and be excited and be happy. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So, like, I understand that, okay, you can see the comments and be upset, and he might leave a comment, fine. So, my initial reaction was just try to tame it, try to bring it down, just let it be. And
Mm-hmm.
then his response told me that, okay, I don't want peace, I want violence. And, we were already planning to do this show anyway today. So, I just said, once I just asked me, like, you know what, this is what I want to talk about today. Not because
Mm-hmm.
I still like the boy, I'm still rooting for him, I'm still supporting him. But again, I think that we need to look at bigger pictures when it comes to certain things. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that this thing is bigger than me, is bigger than Arokodare, much bigger than the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
See, before I brought you on, I already spoke about how a lot of people feel entitled to positive remarks or opinions only. And I don't get it. And again, I say this: if you feel upset about anything I say, fine. But if you are not someone that engages with me when I say positive things about you for nearly what, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 9 months
Mm-hmm.
of bigging you up, of praising you, of celebrating you, not once was there engagement. The one singular moment in the past 9 months that I say something that is not praise for you, you decide to come and engage.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'm going to react, and that's when I think that is laughable and is silly.
Yeah.
And
So.
again, I think that, again, looking at the bigger picture, it doesn't set a good precedent for other people. We've seen it in the past where the other person on pause decided to go and make some inflammatory remarks about Victor Boniface. And what
Mm-hmm.
did she got reaction? She got
Mm-hmm.
reaction from Boniface. She got because of Boniface's reactions, she got posted on Insta blog. She got posted on different blogs in Nigeria. Her followers increased by like 2,000%. Like, that kind of person is motivated to keep talking negative
Mm-hmm.
because they know that they are going to get a reaction out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's never going to be me. I always just speak my truth. I'm not trying to be positive or negative towards anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But when that is what a player in a whole 9 months of the season, that is what gets you to finally see somebody. If I was some hungry guy that is just looking for views, looking for ways to get more views and make more money, it's only for me to come and be bashing people every week now.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that do it. That's all they do. They bash people every week.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so for me, again, if you are someone that has attempted in one way or the other to create a relationship and you get upset, I understand. If you are
Mm-hmm.
someone that one way or the other appreciates
Mm-hmm.
and then this time you're upset, I can understand. But if you are someone that doesn't do anything, don't come to my comments when you're upset. I don't give a damn about your feelings. That's the honest truth. I really don't give a damn about your feelings. I've said it. I am loyal to the people that pay me. The people that pay me, number one, are my audience, the people that listen to me and care about my opinion. And number two, my clients, people that hire me to do stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that I do has nothing to do with coming online to talk good or bad about them. It's other stuff that I do behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I've helped players get into the Super Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I've helped players to make money off the field.
Mm-hmm.
I've done so much for players behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
helped players. I'm not an agent, but I've helped players to get transfers and to get into clubs. So because, like, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but like, kudos to you. Like, you're one of the best players in Belgium right now. But you feel like, oh, now you just come and talk anyhow because I said something that you don't like.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. So this angle too, because about the issue about promoting about IP Nigerian players, because some people come with a angle too that why can't we just try and lift our own than try to put them down? So in my own assessment of that too, what can you say about that school of thought? That's okay. Oh, no matter what they do, let's just try and like back them. For example, now I know that you have backed Boniface before. Maybe you had a personal relationship with Boniface. A lot of people. You were the only person supporting Victor Boniface here when we came here and tell him that he did not perform well in national team. And I said it here. I got a reaction. I got DM. So I said if he scored with his teeth, that thing went sometime viral. I said if he scored with his teeth and he doesn't do well for Nigeria, we will not support him. So that thing went viral. I got reactions from it. The way I see things, me probably was very different. But you, in terms of promoting them, despite not doing well, what can you say about that? Because some people are arguing that no matter what they do, that we have the responsibility to promote them.
See,
That if we don't promote them, foreign journalists will not promote
media,
them. And
yeah.
I can, in fact, I have one friend from Cameroon, one of the biggest journalists in Cameroon. This night, now someone performed well for Inter Milan. He was saying, can you see? Another was the one saving that Milan. That was the
Mm.
reason why that Milan was going all the way. You know, every opportunity, he was using that opportunity to what? To back Onana and promote what? Cameroonian players. Because he knew that the bashing is coming from different angles. What can you say to that about no matter what they do, just promote them? For me, let me just say it this way: I cannot support somebody pressing phone on the on the, on the, on the bench. I cannot support somebody pressing phone to driving and against the traffic law.
Mm.
If the person is doing the wrong, let's call the wrong how. That is how I actually would
So
see it.
okay, Smith, let me answer your question. See,
Mhm,
it's a double-edged sword. The way I look at it, do I think that we as Nigerian media have a duty to big up and promote our own? I think so. I think so. But does it mean that we cannot talk when they do something wrong or negative? No, it doesn't mean. Does it mean that we can never give our honest opinions about them? Like, I
mhm,
mean, so you want me to come right now and be hyping a player that is underperforming and saying he's the best because he's Nigerian?
mhm,
No, I'm not going to knock anybody while they are down. For me, that's one of the things that I don't like to do. You know, somebody like maybe Kelechi Nwakali, the time when everybody was trying to pile on him, I was one
mhm.
of the few people that was like, guys, no, like let's encourage him. If anything, I don't know if you remember that time, Smith, like
Yeah.
just because I just feel like the guy's already down now. Why are we coming to stamp on him more? Like, let's try to lift him up. So that's the kind of person that I am. But am I going to give my honest, like in that same moment, if somebody asks me, okay, IoT, this Umar Kali that are telling us to big him up, is he performing at the level we expect? I wasn't going to say, oh, yes, he's performing. That would be a lie. But
Mhm,
I don't want people to just keep bashing. We have to balance. I mean, like, it's like if it's your child,
mhm,
you back up your child in public,
mhm,
but behind the behind closed doors, when you enter a house,
mhm.
you will call your child to order.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I
Mhm,
try my hardest to put Nigerian players in all the top conversations. When I'm talking to friends, when I'm talking to foreign, when I say foreign people from not from Nigeria, I always try to put Nigerian players in these top conversations. I used to fight people that Osimhen were better than Vinicius Junior. I used to fight people about it because we have a duty to big them up like that. But that was also because Osimhen was producing, so I could argue like that. Osimhen is not going to be scoring 10 goals, and I'll come and tell you he's better than Eden Haaland. No, now he has to be producing, and then you big him up like that. So I think it's a double-edged sword. The reality of it is that, see, I've said this before. I will say this again. Unfortunately, maybe thank God for my relative privilege in life, but I am not somebody that needs anybody to put me on a private jet to go somewhere. I am not somebody that needs anybody to give me a little bit of clout on Twitter. I am not somebody that needs any player to invite me to their stadium when they are winning a trophy. And for that, I turn my page into Tolu Arokodare fan page, or I turn my page into Chiamaka Nadozie fan page, or any player fan page. I'm not that kind of person. So I always like to speak the truth, how I see it. Do people agree with me all the time? No, people are always constantly disagreeing with me, even insulting me in my comments, calling me out. Even right now, the people that are disagreeing with me, it's normal and I expect it and I'm fine with it. But again, I don't expect every player to like everything that I say about them. I just don't want to see you coming to chat nonsense to me in comments. You can do your talking on the field, or if you even feel like you have to talk to me, send me a DM or find my number and contact me. Don't come and chat in the comments. Because again, we talk about this. Oh, if Nigerian media and people of influence in Nigerian football space don't big them up, how would the foreigners big them up? If the Nigerian footballers don't appreciate the people in the Nigerian media space, then why should the Nigerian media space really like have that loyalty back to them? It's the same thing when we talk about footballers and clubs. People expect players to be so loyal to the clubs that they play for, but the clubs are never loyal to them. Once they are ready to get rid of the player, they get rid of the player. It's the same way. When Boniface, that girl came and said things about Boniface that he doesn't have talent, I was one of the people that I made a video to call the girl out and talk about it and say, "Come on now, Victor Boniface obviously has talent." Somebody, big person in Nigerian media, contacted me and said, "IoT, now you they waste your time, they defend all these Nigerian players. That if we try to talk to them, they do as if we are the scum of the earth and they treat us anyhow. That you are the one that everyone has the time to come and be defending them. That why are you defending who doesn't care about you?" That's what somebody big in Nigeria, I won't say the name because everybody knows the person. But that's what the guy said. That why am I even wasting my time? That they don't care about you. Why are you wasting your time? But it's because I feel like I still have a duty to say what I believe is the truth, whether people agree with me or not, because I have a platform. So that's the way I look at it. It's a double-edged sword. I will never turn my page into a fan page for any one player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Give me $1 million tomorrow. If you play bad, I will say you played bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the reality.
Mm-hmm. But I want just to say this thing because once this is told you today, it might be a different player tomorrow.
Yes.
Why is it difficult that some of these players cannot take criticism? Because you have mentioned this now, and I know of a player, very close to this particular journalist, very close, like very close. The guy just said that you should have crossed that boy, didn't do well. They kept malice for 1 year.
See, you
Why?
know, see, that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, there's that entitlement that a lot of footballers have. It's let me not
Mm-hmm.
even say footballers, a lot of people have it
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you are a celebrity, when you have money,
Mm-hmm.
you feel even more entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the live when a footballer told me that if he supports blah blah blah, that I can, it's only him I can be posting about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people feel that entitled. They look at, especially when there's money involved, they
Mm-hmm.
have that sense of like I'm above this other person, and they feel that they're entitled to certain things. So I just think that it's unfortunate. Like for Nigerians, or I'm saying human beings in general, already have that entitlement for the most part. But then
Mm-hmm.
when there's fame and there's money involved, your sense of relevance, you feel like you are more relevant than you actually are in the grand scheme of things. And then you feel more entitled to these things.
Yeah. I think the comment is boiling. Maybe people want to actually just
People
jump
want to join. Sorry, guys, I'll bring you guys on. I want to just finish making my thoughts known, and then I'll bring people on. So that once I get people on, then we can go back and forth, and then we can go for as long as you guys want to go for.
in.
Um, and again, I'll say this: if players feel like they only engage when there's a negative or not so nice remark that is made about them, it does not set a good precedent, because you are going to only encourage people to say negative things because they know that they can get your attention. Look at this comedian, D1.
Mm-hmm.
This guy he went to Big Brother Nigeria house. He has been doing comedy for all these years since he went to Big Brother Nigeria house. He was not getting any attention.
Mm-hmm.
Once he started clowning on social media, started making comments, started calling people out, no be so he get clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Now anything he posts, Instablog will
Mm-hmm.
post it,
Mm-hmm.
Tunde will post it, all the other
No,
blogs will.
they will not post you.
Well, a lot of blogs will talk about it.
No,
Now,
no, to me, is the one is giving money that they
whether
will
he's see, he's getting called to interview on TV channels now, all these
to
kind
go and
of
send
things.
us.
But Smilai, my point is that negative attention is working for him.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he stop?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he stop?
But if getting negative attention is it really a good thing? Do you
Some
think
people
marketing
don't care.
would partner with?
Some people don't care, Smith. Like that's the reality. Unfortunately, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to be talking negative all the time. I will say what I think is the honest truth. But some people do not care. You think like I see me, I have like I have a relative sense of pride. I have a family that I care about, all these things. So I won't always paint myself in a good image. But some people feel like they have nothing to lose. Let's say somebody that has been struggling to pay bills, struggling to get food to eat, And all of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden now it's talk negative. Boom. Maybe in 2 months the person makes $5,000. You think they will start talking positive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Like that's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
They won't change. For me, again, okay, let's talk about this player in question. I want to go quickly because people say they want to come on. We're talking about Tolu Arokodare, if anybody does not know. I still like him, I still wish him all the best, but I want to address the situation because it happened today. His dream is to play in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays in the Premier League, which I hope he gets to achieve his dream,
Mm-hmm.
if he plays in the Premier League and he gets called out by maybe Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Graham Souness, Glenn Hoddle, all these they are pundits, and Sky Sports post it. Is he going to go in the comments of Sky Sports and be commenting and say K, love and light? So it's clear that there is no respect for the Nigerian person that says it. Maybe you say I'm not as big as Sky Sports. Of course I'm not. But it's clear that there is no respect for the Nigerian person that says it. When the Nigerian person that has been bigging you up for 5 years says one thing that you don't like, your reaction is to go and disrespect them in their comments. Will you do that? When the German media was bashing him, did he do it? When the French media was bashing him, did he do it? But when the Nigerian media does it, oh, who the F is this guy? Who does he think he is? And then you go and leave negative comments and try to cause a stir in the comments. So for me, that's the thing. Again, you don't have to like everything that I say. You don't have to follow my page. You don't have to engage with me. Even if I'm bigging you up, you don't have to engage with me. But if you don't engage for 9 months of positivity, in fact, 5 years of bigging you up, more than 10 people in this chat have said the first time they heard about him was on my page. You don't care. I don't care for you to care. Then also don't care when I see something that is not positive. That's my own thing. Also don't care in that moment. Don't come and care about the negative and then you just ignore all the positives because he knows how to reach me if he wants to reach me. But you want to come and make a public show out of it. It's laughable and I don't respect it. And that's the reason why I'm talking about it. Put your head down, humble yourself, do your work, and prove me wrong. If I said I don't think you are good enough for Bayern Munich, prove me wrong. It's as simple as that. And at the end of the day, even if I say I don't think you are good enough, if you go there and you are doing well, I'm still the same guy that is going to come here and big you up. That's the reality. I'm still the same guy that is going to come here and big you up and hype you and talk about how well you're doing, like I've been doing for all these years. Because that's the kind of person that I am. I just say what I honestly feel and believe, not what anybody wants me to say because they feel like I owe them something. Again, my loyalty is to my audience, and my audience cares about me being honest and real with them because that's what they've always known me for. So I'm not going to stop being honest and real because one player in Belgium or in France or in Germany or in England or in Italy is going to get upset with me. Especially not a player that does not give a damn about me. If I fall sick, the player ain't going to give a damn. God forbid if I die, the player is not going to give a damn. When I celebrate my birthday, the player doesn't give a damn. When I don't celebrate my birthday, the player doesn't give a damn. So why should I give a damn about their feelings? I'm doing my job. My job is to give my opinions, and they have to deal with it. And again, like I've said, unfortunately for me, because say I guess more, myself I guess more pride. Even myself, I feel say I guess more level. I'm never going to be a kissers. I'm never going to be licking players' boots. I'm never going to turn myself into a fanboy of any player. Even the club I support, I don't fanboy the players. I'm never going to be a fan page for any one footballer or any two or three footballers. I big up who does well. And for the most part, if you don't do well, I keep quiet. But if there's something to be discussed, if people ask me questions, then I will talk about it. There are players that have disrespected me blatantly, but I still post them till today because I don't keep malice with anybody. Even in my personal life, off social media, like I'm not a malicious person. Like, okay, this thing happened, he disrespected me. I move past it, man. There's more life to be lived. There's more work to be done. The world doesn't stop revolving because I'm upset or because you're upset. We keep it pushing. We're grown men, we're adults. I would say shout out to all the players that actually show respect for the work that we do, to the Nigerian media that know the impact that we make, what it does for them. They don't owe us anything. I've never told a player that they owe me anything because I spoke positively about them or because I got them somewhere. Again, I don't toot my own horn enough, but more than two Nigerian players that have played in the Super Eagles was because of me, directly because of me, where they even contacted me to give them the player's phone number because of how much I promoted the player. Some of them don't give a damn, some of them understand and do, and I appreciate those that do. And for those that don't, I don't care. Like, you don't owe me anything. I'm doing my job. It's as simple as that. But let me do my job. Don't come and be chatting rubbish to me. And this guy in the comments that has been trying to get my attention all day, I've seen you. It's okay. You can rest. If you don't want to hear me talk, you can always leave the live, man. But you've been trying to get my attention. I've seen you. You've taken 30 seconds. I have seen you. I have seen you. Okay? You can rest now. Smith, like, anything you want to say before I bring people on?
I just want to say that this is not coming from the position of it. I know those, the way, the way, maybe probably the way he's taking it. I just know it's not coming from the position of it. I just know we're trying to say our opinion. It's a rumor. It's not even the news. It's not as if it's already signed for Bayern. So, in my opinion, I just think that sometimes too, when you have somebody handling your social media, I think it's probably it can also help you in all these things. So I don't think it's coming from a position of it, but I just think that he will also learn from all these things too. In my own opinion. So we like you, and he's gonna keep on promoting you. I don't promote players. He's gonna keep on promoting you. If a player did not do well, like I say, if you like, go and score 100 goals for your club. The moment you don't perform well for the national team, I don't care about you. When you score, if you score for your club, it's like I'm watching Barcelona play. I'm watching Chelsea also play. But the moment you do well for Nigeria, we also do well for you too. We also press you too. So it's not coming from a position of what of malice, but I just think that I know the reason why he reacted. That's why I'm coming from that angle. That despite what I don't do, I'm nearly golden boot winner. Ebony shoe, rumors they grand. Now Latvia they remember. Be now, now Germany, Germany now they remember. Come on. So that's what he's thinking about. He's living his life and things that see. There's always yesterday. There's always gonna be today and it's gonna be tomorrow. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow they're all part of your life. So if you like, that's why you say throwback. So we can throw back to anything. So that is it. So, but I just think that I know that you might be listening,
With
but
his
you
fake
should go to
account.
bed. Yes, no, you should go to bed. But I just think I would like you. We like you. We hope that you can improve better. Me too. One critic, I just think that there's so many things you can actually add to your game that can make you a better player. So we hope to see you in the Premier League. And we'll come and watch you live in the stadium. I live in England, so we'll come and see you live in the stadium.
Shout out to Greg. Greg says fire on IoT. It's all about saying it the way it is. Hate the message, not the messenger. Thank you. Hate the message,
Mhm,
not the messenger. I am not asking anybody to always like what I say. I'm not asking anybody to always agree with me. But don't come in my comments and be disrespectful. You can ignore or you can even send me a message privately.
mhm.
But don't come in my comments and be doing anyhow. Especially if I've been bigging you up for 5 years. 5 years! And you did not one time give a damn. Not one time did you care. Then the one time that I say something that is not bigging you up, you come and be leaving negative comments. Come on now, come on. Like, What was that? Like, I don't know. Like, for me, how am I supposed to take that? And I will say this: the only reason why, obviously, the only reason why he cares is because we're talking about him. If it was about another player, he doesn't really give a damn. His manager, I'm not trying to go off of, but his manager is on Twitter constantly talking about football because we're all football fans and talking down on
Mm-hmm.
other players. I don't think he has ever told him to stop. I don't think he has ever told him to stop. But if I talk
Mm-hmm.
about you, you come and disrespect me in comments. So it's not as if you're not against people saying these things about football players. You are against somebody saying something about you, which is actually within your right to. But
Mm-hmm.
don't come in my comments, man. Don't come in my comments. DM me or keep quiet. Because if you come in my comments, my job is to talk. My audience likes to hear me talk. I'm going to talk about it like I'm doing today. Okay, we have some people waiting to speak, so let us hear what they have to say. I will try to take as many people as possible.
Hey, why?
Yes, I am Mo. Welcome.
Yeah, good
Yes, I
evening.
think
Thank
I didn't start. I just joined,
Sorry, Amoto, give 1 second. Mo, go first, and then you'll go
so
after
I
Amoto.
just joined now. So I don't. I just only heard that players complaining, just putting comments, uh, and this is the same player that I know that you've been mentioning about him for a long period of time, and it's only when I think it's a lack of judgment from their own side, and it's also lack of respect. And I think it has to do with maturity too, because there's a way you can, if you're not really happy with what somebody say about you, you can reach out to that person privately and have a discussion with it rather than putting um, things. Now, the same player, if he hasn't been capped by Super Eagles, will he come and put that comment there? And despite the fact that we know that it's not even based on merit that he got that invitation, because I actually
Ah,
think that I'm just being honest as a soccer fan. If you're a player in Belgium and you did well from the beginning of the season and just the last lap of this season, and you are competing with the top four teams and your team can already see your impact, I don't know. It's just to me that that high level performance is not sustainable over a long period of time. And people, scouts do look at that. We appreciate that you've grown bounds, you've grown leaps in terms of your development from when you were in Latvia to Germany to Amiens in France and then to the Belgian Pro League. But to me, it hasn't really been that high high performance or high consistency, consistent performance for me. And you can see it in Nigeria that even today people are saying, "Oh, uh, what's his name? Ahmed Musa will be leading Nigeria to the Unity Cup." And this is the kind of mediocrity the people in charge of our football have planted in the head of these footballers, because you yourself, you know when you're doing well, you know when you're not doing well up to your performance, because you want to rate your performance, play with your peers and see how they're doing and see people that are even not up to you. And I don't like comparing players, and I'm not going to compare players to each other, but we should learn to take criticism very well. We shouldn't, to me, when you are attacking somebody that criticizes you, it seems like you are just trying to avoid the obvious. You are trying to say, "Oh, I'm better than this." No, take it and work on things or have a private discussion with that person and sort it out. To me, if you are doing a lot of things in your club and you can't replicate that performance in the national team, to me, you're just an ordinary person. You're just a footballer, yeah, trying to make ends meet. But even if it's Osime that you criticize like that, there's a lot of maturity that different people has a way of really reacting. And for Osime, he has learned in the way he interacts or do something. And to me, honestly, I don't like it when people are very defensive when you criticize them. Because even the best of the best, they criticize them. But then if you have a team around you, you just don't go into the social media and start typing or start doing something. Consult with the people around you. That's why you have to have uh, uh, knowledgeable people around you. Most of our footballers, rather than they empowering people around them, they try to be using them. We know about LeBron James. We know his friend, they grew up together. He empowered them so that they can be very useful and also help in his own career, and while also developing their own career path, because there will definitely be a time whereby every one of them will meet together. So it's not like, I'm great now and I'm just usurping people around me. I'm just only giving them peanuts. I'm not really looking at, okay, when I'm no more a footballer, what will they be doing? But I just want them to be just singing your praise all the time. So to me, Ayo, honestly, just ignore, just ignore the player. Maybe when he becomes Cristiano Ronaldo or he becomes Abigama, we can have a proper discussion about him. But just honestly, it doesn't really worth it. Honestly, it doesn't really worth it. But the awareness is fine. It's growing your page. Let's see. Even if it's a great footballer, I think maybe it will grow your page. Maybe people will just come and put section and you get some traffic there. But I don't think it's I honestly just forget about.
See what you even said now. That's the thing that's even. It's like you see. I didn't even think of it before. If now Osime can't
Yeah,
fight me
we
for
just
comments now, at least I can even say okay. Osime go bring me small traffic. Or Osime go bring me clout. You know everything. If Lookman
yeah.
comes to fight me, I know say okay. If I talk about himself, I'll get more traffic. But what
But
am I don't really have anything to
no,
benefit from it.
nothing, nothing.
For me, I think
Somebody that you've been
for me,
praising
I just
even
believe.
like for a period of time when they're doing well, they don't even say even thank you or something, and just ordinary comment about their performance, and then they're getting really erratic or something like. To me, it's
Yeah. No, thank you, Mo. I appreciate your opinion. I wish you disagreed with me so that we can debate a little bit. But I still
honestly,
appreciate
it's see,
your
honestly,
opinion.
all the Nigerian footballers, they just need to go. They need to really assess themselves. Like, what's their true personality self? Because some people tend to go abroad and they change. There's no originality about them. The person you are mentioning, we are just talking about, everything I say about him is not original. Just trying to impress. The lifestyle. I don't want to
See,
talk about it too, but
I'm
there's
not going
nothing
to speak on
original
that
about
for
him.
that one, you know.
Honestly, there's nothing original about him. And I wish people like just
Thank you, Mo.
maybe when he goes to Barcelona, let's
Thank
see
you.
and see what he's gonna do. But he's playing in
All right,
Belgian Pro
I
League and
appreciate
he's
it.
still saying like,
All right, thank you,
let
Mo.
me
Thank
just
you. Okay,
exit here and then
yeah. Okay, Amoto, please fix your camera so that we're not looking at you sideways.
Sorry, I can't.
Please fix your camera. Amoto, please fix your camera so that we're not looking at you sideways. I'll bring some more people on in a bit. I want to just quickly take some comments that were here. So Kelvin Marvel said, "Not even sending you a token for your birthday after 5 years of hyping." I will say this: no player needs to send me anything for my birthday. I am not asking anybody to send me anything for my birthday. I am not wanting anybody to send me anything for my birthday. You don't have to give a damn about my birthday. I don't give a damn about your birthday. I care about football. So I just want to make that clear. Yeah, as this has nothing to do with money, this has nothing to do with any of that. I don't need, demand, want, because that's even when they start to disrespect you more. When they feel like, oh, no, be this one where I send, maybe they will send you $100 and they will think they've changed your life.
They will screenshot
They
the
will screenshot it
and they
so
will
that
post it.
by mistake, if you criticize them in the future, they come post screenshots and they send you $100. So
Look,
it
look,
has nothing to do with money.
look
Eh,
at what Boniface did to that girl. Posted
eh,
their interaction.
so I there's nothing that has to do with money that I care about here. I don't want anybody's money. If you are paying me money, anybody that pays me money for anything, it is to do a job. not to appreciate me, not to give me a token, not, it's a well defined job based on the services that I offer. So I just want to make that clear. This has nothing to do with money. I don't want his money. I don't want anybody's money. Um, Ikena says, to be honest, IoT, after watching Tolu in that Super Eagles match, I thought Tolu has paid you to promote him because he didn't play well. I noticed the thing. The number of times that people accuse me of collecting money from one player or the other because I see positive things about them. I think maybe that's also part of why it frustrates me when I get a reaction like this. Because it's like people are literally accusing me of collecting money from you when I haven't collected a single dollar or naira or kobo from you in my life. And then the moment I don't support something that you do, or I don't say that you were this, that, you want to come and be throwing a hissy fit. That's the part that upsets me. Is it Boniface? Is it Awoni? Is it people have accused me of collecting money from everybody at this point, and none of them have I collected money from. So that's maybe part of why I'm a bit frustrated about it. Um, so Larry says critique was harsh in my opinion, saying a young player flopped in Germany and France at 19 to 20 years. He had decent numbers. So Larry, my response to that would be fine. If you feel like my critique was harsh, fine. I'm not debating that. It could have been harsh. He's allowed to think, oh, I was being too harsh. Anybody can disagree with my opinion or my critique. I am not saying you have to agree with me, but don't come in my comments. As the player, oh, fans, people insult me in my comments every day. I don't care. I laugh. But as the player, don't now come in my comments to be disrespectful because I gave a harsh critique or you think I gave a harsh critique. In those same comments, the number of times that I still said I think you're a good player, I just don't think you're there yet, blah blah blah. Fine. If you are upset about it, don't just come in my comments. Especially when you are never in my comments. People like Christy Uchebe are in my comments. So if she comments something negative, I can even say, well, she's always engaging, so she's just giving her own opinion about something. There's certain players that are Onyedika is usually in the comments sometimes. So like I can understand he can have his opinion on something. But if you don't like, you don't engage, you don't comment, you don't share, you don't talk, you don't repost. Even when I post you, you don't repost. It's like, why are you not coming when I make a harsh critique? Why is that what it takes for you to respond? That is my issue because again, I say this, it is much bigger than one player, it is much bigger than me or any one platform. You will set a bad precedent for people that people know that if they want to get your attention, all they have to do is bash you or critique you or insult you or say something. And it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. Because at the end of the day, when you get to a higher level, are you going to be fighting everybody that criticizes you? Is that how it's going to be? So Larry, I understand you. You can think my comments were harsh. I'm not even debating that. My point is whether you think it was harsh or not, don't come to me in comments and be saying anything. If you want to talk to me at all, talk to me in my DMs. Or even post on your page and do like Jackson and say I should shut up. I even prefer that. Call me out in public. Don't come into my comments and be disrespectful. Because now you are coming into my world. I didn't come to your DMs to come and insult you. I posted on my own personal page, Abby. So don't come on my personal page to come and be telling me something. Exactly. If I was in your own comments to leave that harsh critique and you fire me back, I understand. I came to your comments to leave that critique and you're firing back. But I made the comment on my page. I don't tag you. I don't know anything. One of your friends or your brothers sent it to you to vex. You said you vex. You carry your big head. Come on, they comment on my page. I don't like that. Okay, let me bring Amoto back on and Adedoton as well. Welcome, Mr. Amoto.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Am I
Your connection is very shaky. Mr. Amoto, you need to
I know the
fix your
Wi-Fi.
internet. Mr. Adedoton, you can go
Thank you
ahead.
very much for having me, AyoT. Smith, how are you doing? Let me just say
Good.
this. I think our players need to grow up and they need to do their research on other players that have been criticized or been asked on. How did they take it? We all can remember what Beckham did for England. Just one match. Look at what they said to him. They even said that his child will die. They even said that Beckham's child will die. Did he do anything? The last match to qualify for Euros. I don't think he has ever told him to stop. The last time the last match to qualify for Europe, that last minute free kick. What you do? Shut up. He gave them shut up. People they were crucifying him, that criticizing him, that says his kid will die. They came back to praise him. He did what? He did justice to them on the field. When he scored, he not even say shut up. Beckham with the trademark celebration. The whole Wembley went wide. There are many ways to tell us shut up. Entertainers, footballers, politicians, they don't need to respond to us. The only way to give us shut up is they should do the right thing. If you abuse the president, all you need to do is just to fix the road, fix everything. They will shut up. Okay. Then another thing. Then what should he be doing now? Bameyi is, or at least on paper, is younger than Tolu. We have criticized that boy more than anybody. Has he ever responded? And this is a boy that has a phone, that has a smartphone.
You know, you know the funny thing. Let me even tell you something. In fact, during this under 20 AFCON, this Bami that you're talking about sent me a DM and said, "Thank you, I appreciate your support."
It's matching. But I called him. I just said that it's even Bama that he has proved just 20%. That you will clear the ball and fall down. But he didn't respond. What should I say about Wakali? What should I about FMDD? Juaribo, Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi just did what? He just disabled his social media. He didn't respond to anybody. Chukwueze, Ahmed Musa. We can name it a lot. Even the coaches, Finidi, Eguavon, Amajo and Co. The only time this guy responded, Uzo, look what happened to him. I always say this. The day you become a public figure, that day you become a public dustbin. Yes, the day you become a public figure, that day you become a public dustbin. Anything you do, you all guys know, me, I don't support them, I don't follow them. Just because Milan played against Napoli, I didn't wish it was smell well. He blocked me. Man, you're not feeding me. You're not feeding me. You're not paying my bills. To God, God, I pay my bills. I take care of my family. You're not feeding me. I've been supporting me AC Milan before Victor was born in 1992. So that's my team. When anytime Chukwueze scores, you see the way I praise him. Because Milan, I don't have anything against it, but if you play against AC Milan, I won't support you. Ademola Lukman, I never supported him against Milan. That's football. But one thing is this: a typical Nigerian, it's all phase of life in Nigeria. A typical Nigerian doesn't know how to take criticism. Criticism doesn't mean that they are condemning you. They're not being condemned. I was on that live, and I said the same thing, that I don't want him to go to Bayern Munich 2, because I don't believe he's going to have a playing time. He should go to a mid-table in England, France, or Germany. Just like Awoniyi did when he moved to Mainz, from Mainz moved to Union Berlin. And look at what he did at Union Berlin. We all said it, that he's not ready for Bayern Munich. He's not harsh. People should understand. Because when he played in Germany, he didn't do well. Fine. Maybe he was younger then, and he hits this form. Maybe with this form, he might do well in Germany. But if you are going to look at it on paper, the young man is not ready yet. That's not a bad statement. But I won't tell the lie of my friend, I am more. There's also, two wrongs don't make it right. AyoT, and I loved the way I saw the comment. I loved the way you took it. You know, in fact, you took it more matured. You know, some media people, they will bash him over right there. I'll pray. I hope the guy will also watch this program and come back. And mind you, sometimes these guys don't have the mind of their own. There are people around there that say, block and judge this up. He might not even be the one that type those thoughts. It could be one of his friends that are very close to him. But all I would say is Tolu should grow up. We all support our players. I'm not gonna lie to you, AyoT, even though I I know his former manager Shira very well. I didn't hear anything about him until I saw him on your post. I first time I knew about Tolu Arokodare was on your post on Eagle Tracker. So these guys like when they praise you, you know, take it. When they criticize you, take it as well. You know, winner for the champion, farmer for the loser. That is life. But when they keep praising you, because it's not everybody that be like Umbo. No, it's only Umbo that doesn't say anything wrong in whatever Osimhen does. Even if Osimhen should bring colors and cut everybody's head, Umbo will say maybe
Why was your head not strong enough?
Umbo will say maybe they frustrated him. So our players should play. We support you guys. We do this. Musa has not responded to anybody. Anybody has not responded to anybody. Dabamayi, Nwakali, Undidi, these guys have not responded to anybody. Do the justice to us on the pitch.
So,
And
Mr.
I was
Angus,
saying, look
so
at
just
one guy.
because
Okay,
I want to let other people talk, but I want to ask you a question. You know, do you think obviously I can't let's not talk about anything beyond maybe 10 years ago because social media is relatively new. You know, we're just
yes.
getting to the point where everybody can see everything that is being said about them, you know, and all that stuff. Do you think it is just this new generation way of thinking? Because we mentioned people like Indidi, Uncle K, Omero, these are players Ahmed Musa that have been getting bashed for a long, like not even because what I said I don't even consider it to be bashing.
No,
I
give
just
back
cons-
you, give back
I
you.
just consider it to be a harsh opinion. But we're talking about people that have been getting bashed but they've never come to say anything in public. Behind the scenes, don't get me wrong, they might be insulting you with their friends, but they don't
Yes.
say anything in public. Do you think it is maybe just Gen Z behavior? Because you know, say Gen Z, no get anybody time. They just say whatever is on their mind. Is that just what it is?
No, I want to say Gen Z behavior is a personal behavior. Is Bama you not Gen Z? Is Chukwueze is not Gen Z? Is Iwobi not Gen Z? These are also Gen Zs, but they didn't do anything. I guess I would say it has to do with people around you. When it happened to Osime against Finidi, some of us said, well, it was being an African that was wrong of him to do that. Why Paul Amombele said he had every right to do that. It was like 50-50. And the young man was like, okay, maybe the one young man went back to his chair and like, okay, now Osime doesn't do anything. What he posted on his social media, he knew the people the person was referring to. When he said my loyal friends, maybe he's talking about his inner caucus, not people. And look at what he did. He's still scoring. That's how to do justice to your critics. You don't need to talk, you don't need to type. Just give them shut up. Score goals. Score goals. When we're abusing Jovic in Milan, in just 1 month, he's been our best striker. Now everybody keep it quiet. So it's not about Gen Z, it's about a person. It's about a person. You just said that Bama is sent a message that, oh, thank you for your support. The young man could have swear, put the phone out there and abuse all of us that if it easy, men as a second player. But he didn't do that. He took the positive and said, oh, thank you for your support. The negative, he ignored. He ignored. So people should grow up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because our parents in Lagos, any player from Lagos, I give them my support. Because I support Tolu too. But Tolu, and what he did, the guy fell my hand. He fell my hand. And I think it's not too late for him, you know, to go back to to that page, to follow you back and say, bro, you know, I'm sorry about what happened. I got
He
this.
rather cut off. He rather cut off his leg.
No,
I don't think there's any chance that
IoT,
that's happening. I've
IoT,
never
maybe
even.
because it's young, maybe because it's young. IoT, I have come on live to apologize to some persons, some players that I said something bad about. Yes, I'm like, even on your life, one guy say I breathe or something. When I said something bad, I apologize online. It takes you nothing to say, oh man, that thing got to me. So maybe I overreacted. Bro, life goes on, let's keep on. I appreciate you. But you know what, bro? I'm gonna work hard and put you that if I go to Bayern, I'm going to succeed.
You know,
You move on.
and see, Mr. Dotson, the reality of it is that I get what you're saying. You know, even in my whole I don't give a damn about anybody's feelings. There have been people that I've said things about in the past that got upset, that reached out to me. I remember one player reached out to me through Sam Soje because he knew that I have a relationship with Sam Soje. And Sam Soje sent me a message on WhatsApp and said, how far, bro? How are you doing? Everything. It's like, this guy no like waiting to talk. Oh. He asked me to reach out to you because he knows, he doesn't like blah blah blah. And I spoke to the player, he explained this side, and I told him, okay, I see where you're coming from. I apologize for the things that I said that were a bit out of line and that were disrespectful. Now, my opinion at the end of the day, I told him, but I understand. Another player of recent, maybe a month or two ago, told me, bro, we're supposed to be guys now. This is a player that's like, na my guy. He said, we're supposed to be guys now. Why will you come on your show and say this thing about me? And I told him, bro, at the end of the day, my show, I have to say what I feel. But if I offended you in any way, forgive me. Just because at the end of the day, see, I am a person, I like peace. I don't like violence. Let me know. I can sometimes violence is entertaining, but for the most part, I like peace. I like everybody to be friendly with each other. My goal at the end of the day is to promote Nigerian footballers, promote Nigerian football. So I want everybody to be in peace and harmony with each other. But for me, one thing that I do not like is blatant disrespect, especially when it appears that disrespect is stemming from a place of entitlement. You know, I've spoken about in the past one of the Super Eagles players, our first ever interaction. This was when I had never heard about this guy in my life. Literally, he's a Super Eagles player now. I had never heard about him maybe 3, 4 years ago. And he just sent me a DM one day, say, guy, why you hate me now? You never post about me. Why do you hate me? I remember seeing the message and in Conor McGregor's voice, I'm like, who the F is this guy? Like, why would I hate you if I've never heard about you in my life? And then it was a very, very small boy. And I told him, I'm like, guy, I don't know who you are. Like, why would I hate you? If you want me to post you, I always say this to Nigerian players all the time. If I don't post you, ask me, first of all, like, bro, why is it that I've not been seeing your post? 90% of the time is because there's a lack of photos. Because when we make posts, we have to use a recent photo or a photo from the game we just played. If you play for one of these clubs that don't invest in social media, so there's no way for us to get picture to post you, then we cannot make a post. I remember when I first started with Eagle Tracker, I used to be buying pictures after matches. I'll go and buy pictures of players for 20 euros. Literally, I used to spend my money 20 euros with buying pictures of players to use to make posts. One of those players where I don't spend maybe 200 euros on top in picture. One day he said, did I ask you? That was he said, did I ask you to post? Like from that day, I said, "Na me be the mumu where they carry my own money. No, I'm not making football money. I'm the mumu that is going to go and buy picture to promote." And the player is telling me, "Did I ask you?" So I stopped wasting my money on my time. If picture is not available, oh well, I will still note it down. I will still track. If you guys watch Nigeria FC podcast, whenever I do a review of the weekend, I always mention about 60 different players that performed over the weekend. Doesn't mean that
Yeah.
I posted every single one of them. Because I don't post doesn't mean that I'm not aware. But then there's also players that every game that they play, they'll send me a DM and say, bro, I played today. I played 90 minutes. I got one assist. Here are some pictures from the game. I beg post. And I know if you feel like you're a big boy, you will feel like that's beneath you, to have to send DMs. But those that need it, those that appreciate it, they do it. Even some of the big boys that have nothing to prove at this point in their career, someone like a Calvin Bassey will still say thank you. Someone like a Leon Balogun will still say thank you. Does Calvin, like, let's be realistic though, if Calvin Bassey plays a match, he plays for Fulham, everybody knows he played. Whether I
Yes.
post or I don't post, does it matter?
No.
But he will still say, bro, I appreciate it.
IoT
So at the
then
end of the day, it's different mentalities. Everybody is
so
different, and I recognize that. And I don't ask anybody. Sorry, I don't ask anybody to tell me thank you. I don't ask anybody to do anything for me. But again, don't come and blatantly disrespect me, especially in my comments, because now you are coming into my own space, and I will talk about it. I will say how I feel about it.
just like the Ola 19 that
Wrap
be
up, Mr. Dixon,
commenting
so I can
trash.
allow
Sorry, I
Amoto.
will happen now. Just like the guy that be commenting trash that be saying trash about you in the comment section, Ola 19. He said that was how you came on live and said, Lukman, Osimhen no can congratulate Lukman. People don't listen. They just join the show halfway. And I corrected myself. A media person said it. And your teacher brought to his pay to his life for discussion. It was not IoT that said that Osimhen did not congratulate Lukman. It was from another platform. They just say, okay, let's discuss this. And now he came. See, sometimes I said, sometimes it might not be this player. Is this all these busybody, all these angers? I've heard what was you, that's why they cause them. All these angers, looking for favor everywhere. People should he has been saying shit about you. I almost blocked him. I just like, I know Omwell would have blocked the person. I trust Omwell. He would have blocked the person. But they're like, oh, no, guy, listen to content. Nobody is fighting anybody. Nobody's abusing anybody. We all love our players. When you started your introduction, you said you wished 5 or 4 Nigerian players were playing in the semi-final Champions League like this, regardless of who the person is. So that's just it. Let me give room for other people to talk. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dotun. I'll quickly say something before I come to you, Amoto. So, because Mr. Dotun mentioned Ola 19. So, Ola 19's most recent comment, he says, even Osimhen flopped in Germany, but look at him today. And see something that I want to make clear. It's one thing to say, oh, somebody did not do well in a country, so I don't think he is necessarily ready for that stage. Does it mean that the player cannot go to that country or to that stage and do well? No. Does it mean that I'm saying the player will never be great in their life? No. I'm simply giving my opinion and saying, well, considering he didn't really do well here, I don't think he will do well there. It's like if a player did not do well for Tottenham and then Arsenal want to sign him, you can come and say, why is that the kind of player that Arsenal is going for? That there's no way you do well. I remember when Garnacho was linked to Chelsea in January, a lot of Chelsea fans were saying, this guy that has not done anything for United, why would we want to sign him? Doesn't mean that you're saying, oh, he will never be great in his career. No. Players, look at Lookman. A few years ago, everybody was talking about Lookman like a flop. They were criticizing Lookman after his stint at Leicester, Fulham, RB Leipzig. People did not really believe in him. But look at him today, superstar. So and I always say this, failure is a recipe, is part of the recipe for success. Everybody that is great in life once failed. So because you point out that somebody failed in the past, quote unquote, it does not mean that you are condemning them to failure for the rest of their life. It does not mean that you are saying they will never be great. It's just pointing out what happened and giving an opinion based on it. So Ola 19, I don't know, maybe it's a comprehension issue. Maybe it is just maybe you are his big fan and you just feel like, oh, or it can also be that maybe that guy just does not like me. And everything that I say, he just wants to misconstrue. Because I recognize the fact that out of all the 20 something thousand people that subscribe to this channel, I know that 1,000 of them are not really my fan. They don't like me. They just come here to see what I will say that they can be upset about and they can send to certain players so that the player too can be upset. But I see, as long as you engage, I appreciate you. So thank you, Ola 19. Um, Amato, the
Yeah,
floor is yours. Go
sorry
ahead. I
for
know you've
the
been waiting.
network issues. Am I audible now? Yeah,
Yes, yes, we can
so
hear you.
me, I'm going to take this from a different angle. Maybe
Okay, go on. I like that.
because I've seen everybody has been agreeing with you, and I think it's because football is generally a humble sport. So
Please
yeah,
disagree.
so
Thank you.
football is generally a humble sport. So players are not allowed to have flair and this thing. Let's say charisma in football. But if I watch a lot of basketball, NFL, and players and medias go at it left, right, center. It's not a new thing for the media and players to go to be a loggerheads. So for me, what I feel is Tolu is having his best season. The football media is telling him he's linked to Newcastle, he's linked to Bayern, and then he's looking at a journalist saying he does not even think he's that good. And you're very strong in your opinion that you think he's not the best we have. I think you've said it on two occasions. After he made his debut, he said that he's not, I think, except I'm misquoting you, sorry, but he said he's not like your top seven Nigerian strikers at the moment. Then, once the news started coming again, you said that he has a lot of things to do in his game, which is fine on its own. But once you now um join into the fact that he's having his best season. He's not trying to hear that from anybody. He's just trying to hear praises. I don't even think the Belgian media is telling him that he's not good at the moment. I'm sure the Belgian media is just praising him. Everybody is praising him. So to him, it feels probably ill-hearted. So all I'll say is medias and players are allowed to go at it. I don't look at it as a sign of a bad attitude from a player or a sign of maybe disrespect, the comments thing. I see you take that a bit personally. Maybe you can, but maybe if he puts it on his page or he has his own, because players today, they have their own YouTube channels, like basketball players, they have their own YouTube, they have their own podcast, and they go at the media once the media comes for them. So maybe if you did it that way, maybe you won't be as angry as you are right now or as upset. Maybe not angry, just upset. So I just feel like, and players are allowed to be brash. I mean, if you're scoring, be brash, be a bit, have a bit of charisma, have a bit of flair. You're the one with the talents. You're the one that we're watching. So have that, have that attitude to your game because it actually fuels that game, whether you believe it or not. It's that let's say arrogance, quote unquote, fuels their game. So I feel like in a case like Boniface now, Boniface is the worst person to be arrogant at the moment because he's not even starting. So he's not even starting to even see chance to score. So if it was Boniface coming at your page, then I can understand like you're not doing anything at the moment. So who are you to be going back at journalists? But for a player that is really scoring, I feel like it's not out of place for him to respond back at you. And for you to also respond back at him, it's not out of place. Two fighting is allowed. You should just keep on going.
No, see, you know what? I love the angle that you've come from, especially because I haven't lied to you. I agree with you. I agree that if, as someone like, why should a player just keep quiet non-stop and allow somebody to talk bad about them? I completely agree. Respond if you want to respond. My whole
Yeah,
thing,
so
sorry, let me just
okay,
say,
yeah,
my
yeah.
whole thing, just to respond to what you said, my whole thing was, if you want to respond, you can respond on your page, you can respond on your platform, but when you come to my own space to respond, to be honest, like I know I've been talking, but I'm not even like genuinely like I'm not going to lose sleep over this. I don't care that much. But I'm just trying to look at the bigger picture. If that is what it takes for him to finally respond to someone in the media after 5 years, okay, I guess maybe that's what he cares about. Because in the NBA, like you said, if one person in the media has been talking some crap about you, the day they show up in the press conference room, the player can be like you, that you're always talking and writing stories about me that are negative. And it's all for everybody to laugh about is the player's not going to lose sleep, the media person not going to lose sleep. So I completely agree with you. In fact, I like it because me, like I said, I like peace, but a little bit of violence makes things exciting every once in a while, except in a relationship, no violence. But every other space, it makes things interesting once in a while. But for me, all I'm saying is if you're going to come into my own personal space to now come on my own platform, then I'm going to come and talk about it more. I don't mind if somebody calls me out for something that I say that they think is wrong. It's fair. It's the same way I am here talking about something that he did that I think is wrong. As much as I'm not a football player, I'm not a celebrity. I'm also in the public eye. People criticize me every single day about things that I say, things that I post, etc., and things that I don't post. So I get it. I like the angle you've come from. Honestly, like I get it. I don't think he particularly did anything wrong, even in coming into my own space. I don't think it's particularly wrong. I just think if you did not give a damn when I was praising you for 5 years, why is it now that you give a damn? Like that's just my honest
But
thing on it.
I would say I don't think you do this for the praise, though. I don't want to believe that's why you do this. You do this because you actually love
No, 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 that's what I'm saying. I
Nigerian
don't do it.
football.
No, no, I don't do it for the praise because if it was for the praise, I won't be posting Ozime. I won't be posting Iwobi. I wouldn't be posting like in Didi. These are players that have all I know. Never, ever, ever as I know ever had any interaction with me. So it's not for the praise. But what I'm saying is if you are not going to see all of that, then just unlook throughout or talk on your own platform. Don't come only when there is something negative that you want to react to. And the reason I say it is because it sets a precedence. It now means that other people can realize that if I want to get this player's attention, all I have to do is say something negative. Because that's for me, that's the bigger issue. Look at Victor Boniface, for example. When that girl said negative things about him is when he responded. Even me, I don't know if you guys remember, I made a post on social media where I spoke about how players don't care or respect Nigerian media, but if he's Tunde Ednut or if he's very dark man or if he's all these people, that they'll be treating them like their second Jesus. I made a post about it, and even Victor Boniface came in the comments and was upset about it. And it's the same way. This is the same Boniface that they accused me of collecting money to defend him. But it's like, if you don't care about all of those things, why does it take something that you don't agree with for you to finally respond? Because in the NBA, NFL, all these foreign leagues, as much as the players might not necessarily like all what the media people say about them, they still respect those media platforms. They still respect those people. If you have to speak to them, you still speak to them. You still treat them with respect. You might just not like what they say. So that's just my whole thing. Like, if he wants to respond, he can respond. If he wants to insult me, he can insult me. We are, it's for
But
me.
the
I
thing
have
is,
no
you're growing IoT. There will be a day you will have 1 million subscribers. Inshallah,
inshallah.
be Muslim. So there'll be a day you have 1 million subscribers. Now, who is going to be the one farming you? It's going to be the players that will be farming you. So everything is that this is your building stage. So, like I said, now there's a caveat to it. He has to keep on scoring. Like you're looking at it from the talent perspective, in which although you're seeing the goals, you're not seeing the ceiling from the player. So it's left to him to show that there's a ceiling. Because once it plateaus, that's when the media has the advantage to talk. You're the one that can now say, Shebi, I told you, Shebi, I did all these ones. You're not that good. I've always known it. You're just an average player. So it's left to him to keep on scoring. But once
And the thing is that I'm not even a skip Bayless. I don't even want to come and be saying that somebody is trash or somebody is, like, I have no joy in being right. There's been certain players that have maybe said, I don't think they're there yet, blah, blah, blah. People insulted me for. Eventually, things didn't go quite well for the player. You didn't see me coming online to say, oh, I told you so. See how this guy is flopping now. I don't get happy by people's failures. No, that's not the kind of person I am. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to give my opinion at the time that my opinion is requested for. I'm not about go on. Yeah, if you want to say anything else, go on.
yeah, so like I said, it's left to him to prove. Me, I feel like personally, I've never watched a 90 minutes game. But like Mr. Didotun says, from Lagos. I'm also from Lagos before I left Lagos. And I heard he was from First Stack, and that's where I grew up.
It's
So
a first
I've
time guy.
always just liked that okay, First Stack player made it out from the hood and everything. No, I'm not sure it was from the hood, sha, but he made it out and he's a footballer. So I've always liked him. And then plus that our match against Zimbabwe. Is it Zimbabwe? Yeah. To me, a lot of people are underrating his involvement in that goal. The way he brought that ball down and
The
spread it
hold
to the
up,
wing,
the setup,
the
yeah.
hold up play. That was I felt like we don't have that, even though Seaman does not really have that dynamic, that height, that presence as a nine. So I felt like it was very important. Obviously, you can't use that clip to judge the full player. I've probably watched him way more than me, and you know what you're saying in respect to what I'm saying. But me, I just feel like, and he carries himself very well. Like, so if you don't even watch his games, you would think, oh, my, this guy is one of the hottest strikers. The His media team is one of the Nigerian players that knows how to use the media. Once he scores, he has reels on.
He has people that are ready to just, I like the way he
Exactly.
tries to brand himself.
He has reels, he has branding. When he goes on holidays, he posts it and things like that. So you would think he's a very good striker, and the numbers suggest that he's a good striker at a certain level. So it's for him to take up the next step. And I want to also switch over this conversation to the under 20s because I mean it's a debate show. I don't know if he's allowed.
Okay,
So for
let's allow Humble Henry give his opinion, then we can switch over. Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry. I was muted. Adefolami says if you can't acknowledge the positives, then do not call out the negatives. Limelight says, IoT, keep doing what you're doing. You're not a people pleaser. I don't want to be. Um, some people are making some not so nice comments about him. I don't want to take those comments because I'm not, this is not come and bash Tolu segments, nothing like that. I just wanted to talk about something that happened and give my opinion on it and try to paint a light about the bigger picture. Limelight says creating a whole podcast for this is wrong. Actually, why are you giving the unwanted attention? You are simply doing your job, and please continue. So it's funny. We didn't create a whole podcast for him because if you watched our show yesterday, we said we were going to have a debate today. It just so happened that I woke up today to him in my comments, and he just gave me content. It's the same way if you guys follow the NBA, remember when Stephen A. Smith went to confront, rather LeBron went to confront Stephen A. Smith on the court. Do you think on first take they already had what they were going to discuss that day? But once that happened, that becomes the topic for the next morning show. Because when a player does something like that publicly to a media person, of course the media person is going to talk about it. Am I supposed to just keep quiet? No. So there's not. I don't think there's anything wrong. I said something. A player replied. This is my reply again. The player can either choose to continue the back and forth, or he can keep quiet. Whichever one, I'm fine with it. Um, Ganiyu says this Olawonyi of Reserve Sport, Dennis of Gostepe. I knew and follow all these players through Eagles tracker. How many people watch Turkish league from Nigeria apart from when Osimhen arrived there? Ikena said Gbasgbos is part of building. Um, let me see. But yeah, and for me, I just look at it that at the end of the day, see, I know the impacts that I've had. Not everybody has to appreciate it, not everybody has to care. But I feel like sometimes because I don't really talk about it that much. I always feel like I don't want to be the one to come and toot my horn. Sometimes it just feels like some people are blatantly disrespectful because they don't know, because I don't say certain things. But again, I'll keep saying it. More than two Super Eagles players that have played for the Super Eagles of me and because of my promotion of them. And I played a key role in them getting to play in Super Eagles. I've never asked them to come and publicly say thank you to me or anything like that because I felt like I was just doing my job. But when people try to talk like I'm just some random nobody, I am, but I'm not. Um, Ola 19 says, "Don't you guys have another topic? Get to lose name out of your mouth, out of your mouth." Ola 19, There are other parts of Tolu that you can also get out of your own mouth. I'm just saying he set the content for us. We are talking about it. As much as you seem not like the conversation, you've been here for 1 hour 52 minutes. So obviously, there's something that you like about what we are discussing. And if you want to give your opinion, the link has been posted. Call in. I don't like you guys know I always tell people to stop being keyboard warriors. Call in. Let's see your face. Let's hear your voice. For all we know, that can be him now, or that can be his brother. Call in. Let's hear your voice. Let's see your face. And come and make your point heard. Is being respectful to everybody. But yes, Humble Larry, your thoughts on this before we switch over to our 20.
Okay. My question. I want to ask you a question. What was his response to you?
Okay, so let me put it on the screen again for anybody that did not see it. So he replied, K sir, you'll be fine, sir. Love and light, sir. And then I said, love and light, keep rising, bro. We did your back. And he said, I know beg una. Thank you. So that was the back and forth today.
Okay. And he unfollowed you.
After that, yes, he unfollowed.
Unfollowed him now.
Humble Larry,
Unfollowed
adjust
him.
your camera. We can't really see your face.
Okay. Yeah. If he unfollowed you or unfollowed him, um, I hope and I pray for him to go to Germany. Then he will see the real criticism.
He was
I'm
in Germany
praying for
before.
him.
He was in Germany before.
That one is nothing. I pray that let him go to Bayern Munich.
Mm.
Hey, let me see if you both started criticizing him, he will now start be ranting. Then IoT. On the other note, this case, you remembered how Jackson replied,
Mikel. Mm.
"Mikel, you don't have to be angry. You don't have to be sad. It's part of the job. Some people will like you. Some people will not like you. The more you criticize others, you will see they will also criticize you. The only thing is that they are not giving you food. And sometimes there's a way I look at players, I look at human beings, I look at the development. If you all remember after the game, I said, I don't see Tolu as a striker. I see him as a defender. People started attacking me. That's my opinion. That's the way I look at football. That's the
Person,
way I look at
person,
football.
they play number 9. You say he be defender.
I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. And when I say it, people did not understand it. And he is not the first 15. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Belgium. Let's be honest. I want to see him after 2 or 3 years. Let me see how he can progress. Because when I said it, after 3 weeks or a month, I saw the picture of him and Oshimi. I said, yes, what I'm looking for, I've gotten it. He's very slow. Tell him that I said so. I don't think he's a striker. If you want to attack me, fine. If you like him, fine. If I can criticize Chukwueze, criticize Wakali, I can criticize him. If he's coming from your area, it's none of my business. If I can criticize Boniface, I can criticize him. That is me. And I will say it. If you do the right thing, people will praise you. If you do the wrong thing, people will criticize you. That is how life is. If you want us to for us to be praising him, let him do the right thing. Not because they are calling you Juba, you're playing, and you're hyping you. Once you do the right, I will talk to you, I'll talk about it. Ekong, everybody criticize him. He wrote, accepted. Ahmed Musa, the same thing. Allah, everybody was criticizing him after the final. I was the one saying, no, he tried. Kevin Bassett, the same thing. So I think he wants to be a celebrity. He wants to be a great footballer. He better for him not to even reply to the criticism. If you like, let him unfollow everybody. If you do the right thing, we praise him. If you do the wrong thing, we criticize him. President Tinubu, we criticize him. The vice president, we are doing the same thing. He's still growing. He's still growing. So you don't have to, and IoT, you don't have to be angry. You are even making him popular by coming live and be telling us all this. You are making him popular. Yeah. You don't even need to come and be telling. He's still coming up. He's still coming up. I'm wishing him all the best. I'm praying for him to be in Bayern Munich. Let him go there and flump. You know, German people know they play. They will do with him. They will deal with him. He's supposed to know that this is the challenges of life. The challenges of life makes life meaningful. To overcome those challenges makes life interesting. He's moving ahead. For me, he need to ignore those critics because those things are distraction for him. For him to begin to reply criticism. I pray that he will have that mental strength to endure when they give him the upper hand to deliver. IoT, that's the only thing for me. You don't even need to come and because I know that yes you know him for a long time through your platform. It's through your platform that most of us know who is Tola. I don't even know him. I don't even yes I know that it's painful. It's pain, and for me, mm, is the problem. He's suffering problem of development. There are some things that he don't even need to reply because of he take offense. Let him play against South Africa. I will criticize him the more. If him try that one shot now, I will open my list. You know the pep data for me. That is my own thing. Yeah, we are here to make things better. If for Simel, I know if you do the right thing, even if it is hard, I am rating people like percentage. 80% of your good things. If you do something 10% bad thing, I'm not going to criticize you. But if you are doing look at Chukwueze, everybody is criticizing. I have not even seen him coming up to talk. I didn't even know whether he's using his social media. The last time I checked was, I think, last year he posted. And he know that he's trying to get better. Why must it be people born in Africa the one doing this? Why people born abroad are not even doing all these things? Let's be honest to ourselves. They just born abroad, they criticize Iwobi. The way they criticize Iwobi, if they Tolu would be by now, he would just open ground and enter. We saw what happened in AFCON. The way people criticize him, but he did not talk.
So, humble Aaron, sorry, I'll just cut you off. I'll say
Yeah.
something. So, the reason why, for me, I don't follow players because I want them to follow me back or because I want them to give me some kind of credit or whatever the case may be. So, I follow players because I'm doing my work. I want to be in the know of what's happening in the lives of Nigerian football players. I do this work because I want. Can you guys hear the noise in my background? I do this work because I want to push Nigerian players into the limelight. I want people to see Nigerian players more, to be aware of them more. I recognize the fact that, especially people in Nigeria, they don't have access to many of these leagues, and I feel like I have a platform to be able to tell people how people are doing. But again, I keep saying it's one of the things that people like about me is the fact that they know I'm going to tell them my honest opinion. They might disagree with me, they might agree with me, but they know that I'm telling them what I honestly think and not what I'm saying just because I want to appease somebody or because I don't want to upset somebody. And that's the whole thing for me. He doesn't have to follow me. Like, it's not as if every Nigerian player follows Eagle Shaka. No, many of them don't. Osimhen unfollowed. Iwobi has never followed. Iheanacho has never followed. Inji has never followed. Olaino has never followed. I still post them. I still big them up. I still wish them all the best. So it has nothing to do with that. Um, let me just see before we take Amoto's next point I wanted to talk about. Guys, please, if you are watching on YouTube, please hit the like button, so that more people like Ola can see it, and YouTube can keep recommending it, and we can get more people tuned in. If you want to call in and share your thoughts, please, the requests, rather the link has been posted, so just hit the link, and then we'll give you a chance to share your thoughts. Whether you agree with what I'm saying, you disagree with me, you want to bring it from a different angle, I don't care. Feel free to come and share your thoughts. It's an open platform. It's debate. Everybody, has a right to their own opinion. What I will say though, Ola 19 is in the comments asking somebody, how much do you have in your bank account? I will conveniently feed you for a whole year without even flinching. One thing that I do not like? I do not like when people try to flex with money, but don't flex all the way. So Ola 19, if you are going to flex that you have money, please either drop a $500 super chat now. Let's know that you are rich. For 500 is even small. But do like let's know that okay, you are rich like that. Drop it, let's see. Or feed this guy that you say you will feed. Actually feed him and his family. Because it's the most childish thing for somebody is disagreeing with you, then you come and start saying, oh, I have more money than you, I have more money than you. Come on now. Like if you are going to flex money, back it up. Drop $500 now. Let's know that okay, this guy is rich. Sorry for doubting you. Or the guy that you say you can feed his family, feed him and his family. Let him know that he doesn't have to work for a year because you have covered it. Otherwise, please don't come and be flexing money that we will never see in our comments. You've been typing a lot. I've extended the invitation to you. Come online. Let's see your face. Let's hear your voice. Argue your point. Like nobody is fighting you. Argue your point, but just trying to insult people in the comments. Come on now. I'm sure you're bigger than that. I'm sure you're bigger than that, Ola. You're bigger than that. You're bigger than that. There's no need to come and be telling somebody you can feed him. But Amoto, okay, let us let us switch over. Shout out to Tolu Arokodare. Wish you all the best. We still day your back, whether you like it or not. You don't have a choice in this matter. We day your back. My whole thing is I want to see Nigerian players at the top. If Bayern is where you want to go, I pray you end up at Bayern Munich. If it's somewhere else, I pray you end up there. I pray you get the chance to show yourself. I pray you prove me wrong and you show that you were actually ready when I thought you weren't ready. And I'll be the same guy that will come on live and would champion you and will support you and would, be excited for you. So I wish him all the best. I have nothing against him. I just something happened today. We had this debate show planned already. And I said, you know what? He has given me a nice topic. And like Amoto said,
Attention
when
to
something
rapid response from
in,
672. Rapid response from 672.
but in the more developed media spaces of the world, in the USAs, in the UKs, and everything. When a media person says something, a player can reply. Media person talks again. Player can choose to reply or not. If he wants to reply, reply. If he doesn't want to reply, don't reply. Or last say paste Azar. There is super chat on your phone where you are. Why are you asking for Azar? Drop the super chat here where everybody can see it. Don't do it privately. Drop this super chat where everybody can see it. Let's know that you are feeding somebody's family. It's too much talk, not a full basket. Okay. Amoto, you wanted us to talk
Yeah,
about
so
something else.
this under 20 has been shambolic from the Nigerian end. So I have like a theory, like what is the future of Nigerian football? And I want everyone to look at it from two angles. Is it that we can still be a good national team, just that the players you have won't be coming from the youth setup? They'll be the ones slipping through the cracks, and then we might have a scenario where maybe in the 2030 World Cup, the Super Eagles side might be 8 over 11 foreign based players, like players that were not born in Nigeria, were not trained in Nigeria. Maybe just one or two would be Nigerian based players. Is that a Super Eagles we would like, we would support? And is that a Super Eagles that might even be better than the one we have now? Or is this actually a problem in which we're not seeing under 17, we're not seeing under 20, and then 2030 World Cup, Super Eagles might not even be top 100 FIFA ranking. So that's just where I want to take this conversation to, because there are some other countries that don't really take their youth setup seriously. I won't say they don't take it seriously, but the best players don't come from there. If you look at England under 17s, England under 20s, players like Harry Kane never played in all those setups, but they still made the national team. They slipped through the cracks. Other players are like that. There's only few players that came through the ranks. So is it that maybe our better players are slipping through the cracks, or and we have to rely more on foreign-based players in the future and just change the way our national team is set up?
Who wants to go? Mr. Adeotu, do you want to say
Yeah,
something about that?
thank you very much for that question, brother. Um, the way it was set up, we just mentioned on England, and I was let me know that even though I played for West Ham, Martin Upson was in Arsenal when he played under 20. Many whoppers had players from underage, you know. Even this guy that just left Real Madrid, Tony Cruz, was 2007 under 17, and he served his national team even to a large extent. See, I think the problem is just that we have lost the structure, bro. I remember then when we were in high school, some of my mates played for under 17 football. So we have lost the structure. Academicals, when we add his phone, when we have academicals, that way we used to produce players from under 17. And from under 17 to under 20 to under 23. Now it's as if, to me, it's like since our under 23 is dead. Just like I said on the show, here's the IoT. I think the last two sets of under 20, I'm sorry to say it's the worst under 20. Even the one we hosted in 1995, African under 20 championship, one bar from Fanamu, we still had players like Dukudi and Co. Ebede that played for that went to play for Nigeria, sponsored by Goose. So the structure is broken. Why? Because now our under 18 are being flooded by players that are being taken to those camps by agents. So now it has made the work of the coaches, I don't want to use the word. I think it has made the coaches to be somehow lazy to scout for players, because that agents will bring players. Our agents are bringing players not to develop our football, but to market them so that they can make money. And like today, Brazil is still busy on underage football. But most of our players, they come from Iran, Spain, Germany. Most of the countries, they still believe in Iran. So all I think is, and I agree with you, the way we are going, if you get to a state that 95% of the players in Super Eagles will be foreign born, the way we are going, because we are no more having homegrown talents. I see Osimhen and Chukwueze, and that is as the last set of homegrown talents we're going to have. The last one, 17 work on our way to the likes of Amo and Co. We are the players now. We are the players now. Where are they? Just like when you have one under 17, look at the boy that played for Kalbade, Light AK. I'll be asking, where is that boy? That young boy. So if one set fails, we just discard them. We don't enter by them again. They appoint under 17 coach. Now we call his own players. When they fail, same thing happen under 20. The last under 20. Now I thought we were looking for players like Tokuchuku Nadi. That man, this guy will break through Super Eagles. Ebe Ogushe. I know. They're not there. So I think the problem is that the system is broken. I don't think we have the ability or the capability to go back to the structure. I don't think I ever get structure back, except there will be a law that will prohibit all these agents from bringing players to the junior teams, national under 17 camp, under 20 camps, and we allow the coaches to go out and suffer for players. Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Didotun. Humble Henry, do you have anything to say
Yes.
about this under
Okay.
20?
Yes. Unmute me. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Let me use something. Let me analyze this thing, right? When you see when Facebook have not been monetized, everything was normal. Everybody posting things, it's not like it's just you are not getting anything. You are just posting. You are just trying people to know you, people to like your comment. Now Facebook has been monetized. Women are running naked. Everybody is dragging their family members. Men are doing everything because of the monetization. Everybody wants to grow their followers. Somebody will come and put something and fabricate is a lie. Now, when you look at what is going on Facebook, look at what is going on in our under 17 and under 20. When agents have not known that, football, you will make money on football, the agent, they will take these players, no social media, everything. You see things are working very well. They will go to the street and pick players. There is nothing like intermediary. Then you know that agent, before for you to be an agent, for you to have a license, you have to go to school, you have to be in class and pass. Now, what we are having now is people that are intermediaries, they are not agents. Conductors to the drivers, bringing players to the coaches, paying millions of nairas, thousands of dollars for their players to be futures. Because if any player wear that jersey, they will sell that player. Now, let's be honest to ourselves. Assuming that Okocha was born in our own generation, or Kanu Nwankwo was born in our own generation, do you think that Okocha would have been in England? Probably. Maybe, maybe not. They might even send him to India. They might not even pick him. They might even say Kalu would have been in North Korea or Japan. Because of what? The mentality of our people right now is play for the money, no longer passion. A 19 years old, under 20, you are giving that person, you are playing for the money. Why can't you tell the person, learn this, the money will come later. Build up a resume. Look at our under 20. Let's be honest to ourselves. Nobody is interested. Nothing. All of them, I don't know. They have to go back to secondary school. They have to go back. Nobody's exceptional. I was just trying to see, okay, let me see whether somebody can replace Osimi. Nobody. Let me see we can see Sunday Olise. Nobody. Let me see we can see somebody that can play like Awoni. Nobody. Let's be honest. When Awoni Kelechi Iheanacho was at that age, they are exceptional. And somebody will come and tell me they are improving. They are improving. Lami Jama have already cancelled that improvement they want to improve. That guy is 17 years. And you're telling me somebody who is 19, Bameyi, who repeated class, will come and improve. Whoever that said that, you are. I think you are not thinking with your head. You are just thinking with in your hand through your hands. Because number one, that look at. Let's be honest now. The thing is killing me that somebody will come and say they are improving. They will take them to Belgium for proper development. We are taking who? We are the development. Somebody that are player under 17, under 20 supposed. In fact, you're already there. If Lamine Jamal is there, Bame is supposed to be there. Only said I don't know the guy only said, or I don't know their names itself because they are not interested. I'm not interested about their names because if they are good, you try to know their name. If they are not good, you will not know their name. So the problem is the system. Because the system, the administrators, they allow this intermediary agents and the coaches, the scout, who are to be money. If they give you money, put him. If they give you money, put him. They are not even interested in what will keep people happy, but their own selfish interest. That's the only thing I will say. We are lacking behind though. South Africa, access Senegal is doing well. Ghana is doing well. Who again? Sierra Leone is doing well. Morocco that we played, everybody is ready. Hey, they are doing well. Give those guys in the next 5 years, you will see Moroccan players. I rest my case.
So I think let me just bring
Okay,
this.
okay. We started off
Yeah,
okay quickly, yeah.
Okocha did not even play on that age when he was in Nigeria. So when he got to Germany, he went to meet his brother in Germany. You know, he went to meet his brother in Germany. They decided somebody said for playing Sabuke. So when we saw him go to Germany, that we brought him to Mauritius 93 to come and play. And I agree with what Boyle said. You know, I remember when I was Kanu against us in 1993. Very skinny guy. That was it was thought I gave me the name. Leg can destroy because he dealt with us. He dealt with us that day. So I agree with Oboy that back then, who would have picked Kanu? Now this might put Faniamu. What we are trying to say is that we not saying agents should not make their money. But if you have good players, let them play. Let the coach, national team coaches go out, let them pick players. You know, they when they pick good players, it is more money for you guys. I also remember I said it yesterday. When Kuno moved from shooting star to Barcelona, unarguably the biggest move from in their history. From shooting star to Barcelona, the entire time followed from lobby stars to Olympic Marseille. Two clubs that won the Champions League. Then, are we had any other big move? No. The only thing here is a young player will go to one academy, then you call it big move. No. And when they go to the academy, do they break out? No, they don't. They don't. They need to move to from they need to move to AC Milan underage. I said, I don't have anything against him. He has only played 15 matches in 15 minutes in our for Milan. Not even in a championship match in a preseason. So I think
Oh
we
yeah, Mr. Edotun, I said quickly, oh,
sorry.
you
Okay,
don't use
let me
5 minutes.
just round up. I'm trying to say that we need to go back to the basics. But if no, I can't go back to the basics. Let us all leave our even our under 18s to the falling born. Let us do that. That's it.
All right, thank you. I'll give my opinion in a second. It's funny because as we're talking, I just said, let me just check my Instagram. We've never finished this live. See how many DMs where I don't get already. But everybody that sends me a DM, I'll reply once I'm done with this live. I'll reply everybody. I know some people will be happy with me, some people will not be happy with me. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. On this whole under 20 thing, Amoto, I like you raising this because it's something that we have to think of. If you saw yesterday, and even when I did my review of their first game in the 20 AFCON, I spoke about how we are sacrificing development for winning. And In recent years, even that winning, we're not winning, but we're also not developing. Um, when I started the Goose Tracker, the first under 20 sets that I followed, that I tracked them properly, was the set of 2019 with Igor Bu, Ako Adams, Tijani Mohammed, Tom Dele Bashir. And some of those players in that their set have ended up doing well for themselves. Igor got called up to the Super Eagles. Ako is playing for Sevilla. Tijani is in Plymouth, not the highest level, but at least he's still active and trying to climb up the ladder. Dele Bashir is at Watford. So they've been doing okay. But in the last under 20 World Cup, the set of the Tochiko Nadis, the Benjamin Fredericks, the Ebelo Guches, the Salim Fagola Wows, all those players, they haven't quite been able to grow as quickly as we would have liked them to grow. But sometimes it just takes longer than we might expect. Nobody knows, in the next Benjamin Fredericks since he joins Brentford has not been able to make it into the first team. He has been on their bench a couple times, but he has not established himself as a first team player yet. Who knows? In 3 years, maybe he might be a Premier League regular. I know that when Humble makes the comparison to somebody like Lamine Yamal, we see other young players shining. Not just Yamal. I mean, look at Cole Palmer is 21 years old. I mean, Desiree Doué, the PSG player, is 21. I think. How
19.
old? How old is
Saliba,
Baleba? How old are all these? Yankuba
Nico
Minte.
Alessandro
Uh,
Jimenez, all these young boys.
you know, what's the name of this Senegalese midfielder? Is it Kamara?
Lami
The
Kama.
La, La, Lami Kamara, back to back African Young Player of the Year. So I see where it's like other countries, even including African countries, are developing bright young players that are breaking into first teams and are making an impact on the world. Whereas we don't see that happening. I think again, a lot of the time we sacrifice development for winning. And even when we're not winning either, it now looks as if we're just doing something stupid. You know, we don't. Oh, I know that coaches in Nigeria feel like, oh, the only way that they can get the job again, the only way that they can make money is if they win. But at the end of the day, if you watch on a 20 team, I want them to go for this AFCON. I want them to qualify to the World Cup so that they can be seen on the global stage, so that some of them can make moves abroad. But when they do make that move abroad, the amount of learning and unlearning that they are going to have to do is going to be crazy because they don't play in a way that is going to be beneficial for them when they do make that move and then they sign for all these good teams. Or not, it doesn't have to be a good team. Even if you play for an average second division team in Eastern Europe, they still want to play football the right way. They still want you to have certain attributes that unfortunately we're not putting into our players at this level. If you are trying to develop them to become superstar NPFL players, then maybe you are teaching them right. But you ask all of these players, and they will tell you that their dream is to go to Europe. That's everybody knows that. Obviously, most of the if you are a top quality player in Nigeria right now, your goal is not to play 20 years in Nigeria. You want to go to Europe and play longer and win
Yes.
trophies. So develop them properly. I don't think that these things are mutually exclusive. I think we can develop players properly, and we can also win at the same time. But we are not looking at development. Most of the players that we have now that are coming up in recent years are players that skipped the youth national
You're right.
teams. And Humble Henry mentioned the exchange of monies, etc. And this is a systemic problem. So now, first thing is, if coaches don't get paid by the NFF, that's when coaches are more incentivized to collect bribes. Because imagine somebody that is coaching one of the youth national teams, or maybe he's an assistant coach of the youth national team, and he hasn't gotten any money from the NFF in 5 months. And I come and I tell him, guy, I have 5,000 for you per player that I want to bring into the national team. I'm not saying he's right, but the guy will look at that 5K, convert it to Naira, and he will say, Amo, I can do a lot of things with this money. He's way more incentivized to accept
Yes.
it. I have more than two agents that have told me on multiple occasions where they had players, even foreign born Nigerians and players of Nigerian descent, that they wanted to be part of the national teams and they went to make an introduction that, oh, hey, I'm so and so agent. I have these two players that are Nigerian boys. They play for let's just say they play for Swansea, they play for Wigan, at the youth level, and I would like for them to try to be in the national team under 20. And the agent said the first thing the coach said is okay, now 4,000
Hey,
per player. That's what they just told them. Okay, bring this money now, we'll see. And unfortunately, when those guys don't want to play for us anymore, people will now criticize them that they're not loyal, they're not this, they're not that. That oh, why are they waiting for when England doesn't want them anymore? But when people go through things like this, it's easier for those kinds of things or those kind of decisions to be made. So there is a lot of systemic problems. And Amato, you mentioned about how like other countries, youth level, things like that. While it's normal that some players will not be spotted as exceptional talents when they are young, for the countries that gets it right, most of the top talents get noticed. If you look at England, who are their bright young talents right now? Is it the Cole Palmers? Is it the Anthony Gordons? You know, all these guys, they've played for England at under 20 level. I don't know. So
yes,
is it the Noni Maduekes? All these guys, like they've played at this level. Some of them, obviously, like you mentioned, Kane, some of them will slip through the cracks. You might not necessarily see everybody, but because of the way their system is so developed that these players are all competing against each other at youth level, they are all competing against each other. You will see the ones that are exceptional. Now, because somebody is exceptional under 17, under 20, does it mean that they are going to become the best when they grow up? No. Because somebody is not as good at under 17, doesn't mean that they will not be good when they grow up. No. Because at that youth level, if your genes, your genetics just means that you are a very skinny, frail child, maybe you might be getting pushed around. People might look at you like, oh, but this guy that cannot survive. But maybe you now turn 18, puberty hits you like a ton of bricks. All of a sudden now you're building muscle that you never knew you could build in your life. You grow 3, 4, 5 inches, you become taller, and then all of a sudden you are now a force in the midfield type of thing. So it's possible that players are not noticed. But if the system was right, in the days of the Mr. Lidotuns, our older generation, they saw when we had proper youth systems, they saw when we had school sports, when players were getting picked from as little as secondary schools and knowing who is good and who is not. But we live in an age now where there's a million academies in Nigeria, some that really should not be academies, but I cannot fault them because they are doing a good job of helping to keep kids off the streets. So I cannot fault them. But it's just like in my area now, let's say I live in Ojota, I can just pack 20 boys around my area and say, okay, every Wednesday or every Saturday at 10 a.m., come to this field. And I say AyoT Academy. And I hope that I find the next Osime. And from there, I can sell him and I can make some money. One thing that I always say, many of the academies don't do right in Nigeria. Remove maybe the beyond limits and maybe the top ones. But a lot of these smaller academies that are privileged enough to be able to find one or two bright talents that are able to sell abroad. Now you've sold this guy, you've got paid $200,000, 200,000 euros, whatever the case may be. They don't reinvest. They don't reinvest. They make that money if they collect 200,000, 190 goes into the chairman's bank account. The remaining 10, maybe they will say, ah, coach, yeah, take 1,000. Thank you, good job. Oh, yeah, take this. Then maybe they will use the last 2K to just buy a few things. They don't reinvest because people just look at it as it's their money. It's not the club's money. Especially if the club is not even a registered entity, so it's not a company. So at that point, it's not even embezzlement. It's just you that is running your own private thing. So a lot of the issues that we have, I think, are very systematic, and there are so many things that we need to fix. There are so many things that we need to put in order. Now, just to answer the question that you asked about, can we get to a point where most of the players are foreign born? I think we're already at a point whereby it's like 40-60 or 50-50, thereabout. Foreign raised. Maybe not necessarily foreign born because it will be technically is Niger born. But let's say foreign raised. We're like 40-60 already. By the time if Eric Shell has his way and he includes all the Olaigbes, all the Afolayons, the Okonkwas, all these people that we're hearing that the coach is interested in adding into the team, we'll probably be at like a 50-50 to 60-40 ratio. And unless our own grassroots development improves to the point where we are spotting talents at home the right way, then we will eventually get to that point. The reason why it wasn't like that in the past was because the diaspora Nigerians were not that interested in playing for Nigeria like they are today. The exposure, the visibility. Now that someone like Lukman has won African Player of the Year, people like Afolayan will look at it that even myself, I have potential to be a star somewhere, even if I cannot be a star in England. So a lot of people now also, it wasn't that cool to be Nigerian before. Now everybody wears the Nigerian badge with pride. You go out, where are you from? I'm Nigerian. You're like, oh, okay, Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido, Rema, Thames. Like, it's become more of a cool thing. So everybody's now associating more with the Nigerian side. So more of the foreign bonds are coming to play with us. And ultimately, what I will say is that as far as whether it would be a good thing or it would be a thing that we accept, for me, if you're Nigerian, you're Nigerian. I don't care if you're Nigerian Canadian, Nigerian American, Nigerian British, Nigerian Japanese. If you're Nigerian, you're
Fact.
Nigerian. Children don't choose the countries that they are born
Yes, sir.
into. They don't choose the countries they are born into. So as long as you're Nigerian, you are coming to give us your best. You wear the shirt with pride. You respect the country, and you are ready to win games for us. I'm all for it, man. I just want to see the best Nigerian national team possible. I don't care where the player is from, where their parents are from, as long as they are Nigerian and they want to give their best for the national team. As far as I am concerned, they are more than welcome. Because, for example, now if I born next year, I live in Canada. My child did not choose to be born in Canada. It's just
Yes.
circumstance. And if he decides he wants to play for Nigeria, and somebody comes and tells me, well, he's a Canadian, so he cannot play for Nigeria, are you silly? So that's where I stand on that. Bobby just joined us. So Bobby, I don't know which of the two topics we've covered today you want to talk about, but the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can hear me,
Yes.
right?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay. I think the the Toulouse matter is settled already. Personally, I don't like what he did, right? But I mean, it's what it is. I actually wanted to talk about this, current matter that is being discussed.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, I was listening to Yaya Toure on Mikel Obi's podcast the other day. And there was something he said that resonated with me when he was talking about Barcelona. He said, that in Barcelona, they had something called philosophy. I mean, we hear that
Yes.
every day. They had something called philosophy. And that even before they recruit a coach, they make sure that the coach they're about to bring on board will align with their philosophy. The club has a history. The club has a way they want to go. The club is not in a hurry to do what just every other person is doing. Now, they had that philosophy because some group of persons sat down to probably design a blueprint to say, this is how we want to go. And I think in Nigerian football, that is what is lacking. What is lacking is leadership. All right. Some top level people have to sit down and agree amongst themselves to say that, hey, this is how we want to go. And if we want to move like this and get from point A to point B, how do we do that? They have to sit down and design something and agree on something and agree on a way to go. I mean, I was watching a documentary that was long ago, and they said that before Germany won the last World Cup that they won, that they had a 10 years plan. And that 10 years plan terminated in that year they won the World Cup. That is how countries go. And now this is what is lacking in the Nigerian football of today. I mean, the under 20, I watched both matches. I was privileged to watch both of them. I watched full time first match, full time second half, no, second match. And I don't know, I can't really blame the boys. Maybe individually, those guys are good, right? So I can't really blame them. And perhaps I can't really blame the coach. Maybe he didn't have, in the Nigerian way, probably he didn't have much time with the guys before they went for the tournament. Because even if, as a coach, you had an idea and you wanted to impact something on the players, right? These are different players coming from different places. If you don't have enough time, you won't be able to do that. So I don't think I can really blame the coach. All right. Even though after watching that game, I didn't see any input from the coach that says, okay, this coach knows what he's doing, or this coach has set up these players well. So all I can blame is the leadership. And that's the same thing that's the same problem that the Super Eagles have. As of today, I mean, as a kid, back in 1994, watching the Super Eagles play, we could understand how we want to play. No matter how fast you are, if you come, the Super Eagles will calm you down. That's our style. No matter how fast you are, calm you down. So we had an identity. When those guys get on the pitch, you saw how they set up and how they wanted to play. Even when they lose, it's fine. But as of today, we don't have an identity. Pesero will come and bring his own philosophy. Eric Chair will bring his own. Finidi will bring his own, whether it works or not. The leadership has to sit down and design something called a blueprint. Have like a 10-year plan. Communicate the plan to everybody. If you're bringing a coach, make sure it's a coach that can identify with your plan. Have a plan for identifying players and recruiting them and putting them on a plan for development. If you can't get all these things right, in the next 4 years, our football would have gone so badly that maybe a Sierra Leone will come to Abuja, Lagos, anywhere and beat us, fair and square. You understand? So I don't know. We should sit down. Somebody should sit down, and it has to be the leaders, whoever is leading the NFF or whatever. I don't know. Some group of persons have to sit down and design something and create something and let it be a blueprint. If you're coming in, you make sure that there's a document already that you're coming to follow. If you don't believe in that document, we'll push you out, bring in somebody that understands the document, that is willing to follow it, and that's how we can make progress. If you don't have a plan, you can't go anywhere. Any team, any country that you see today that is doing well in football, they have a plan. They have a certain way they want to go. It has to do with recruitment. It has to do with development. And, before you can expect reasonable results. That's just what I want to say, to be honest.
Yeah, let me just chime in a bit.
Thank you very much, bro. Okay, we have to wrap up now. So, okay, give us final thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think that will happen anytime soon, Sha, the planning aspect of it. So, just to say that, I think 2030 is the year to watch out for. This 2026 World Cup, we might make it, we might not make it.
2030, if I don't marry, don't born like 1 or 2. That's a long time.
So that 2030, that's when they might decide to start planning ahead of football. So yeah, just to end on that note, I don't think the money is too good right now for them to even see anything apart from it.
Let me just take my own parting short. Bobby, I agree with all you said, but where our problem is, you said people should sit down and draw up the philosophy, the plan. Who are the people that will do that? When you don't have the right people handling our football, so what do you expect? Even those that are supposed to be handling the ex-internationals, they are supposed to be handling it. Today they are fighting with factions. I'm the president of this one, president of that one. See, I think if our people can just put themselves, our ex-international can put themselves in the right place. Even the ones that are managing clubs now, as administrators, what have they achieved? What have they achieved? Did they get that post based on merit, or some politicians just put them there, just score political gains? So if I don't plan for something and put me there, I might not get it right. But the people that have gone out to learn about for administration. Now, are they bringing them? At least, and we can mention two. Mike Emenalo is the president of Saudi League. Shirolo Vijano is there. Why can't you bring these two guys? Oh, now you are ex-nationals. You played in 1994. You played in the 2006, 2008. Now you guys come down. Yeah,
2010, 2010,
fourth
Olofin Jana.
from 2003. As we see, vice president 2000. You guys sit down, draw a map, philosophy for us, because we have seen you guys there. You have achieved it. Now, bring more people together. We put like Ufu Olise. Let's draw up and start our own this thing. So I can go back what we used to do. But you know what? They're not gonna bring them. They're not gonna bring them. Because they bring them, they won't listen to what these people that don't know anything about football are saying. Because these guys want free hand. But those guys there, they're not gonna give them free hands. So these guys will not come. So my brother, we can keep praying and we can keep daydreaming. Bobby, nobody's going to draw the plan. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening, except if it's coming from the presidency. I mean, the one person said, whoever is the president, that okay, if he loves football, if they others this is what we want, that way we can get it right. Either the number one person or number two, either the president or the vice president must love football. If they don't, bro, we keep going down the drain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adedotun. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has chimed in today, man. I appreciate you guys. I know we started on a an aggressive note, but again, I just want to reiterate. Now we're going to be doing Niger FC podcast on Mondays, and then on Tuesdays is a new program, Wahala Day. It's not always going to be like today where we're coming to talk about a particular player. We might be debating the national team, we might be debating the coaches' selections, we might be debating the Super Falcons. But Monday is going to be a discussion show, and Tuesday is going to be more of a debate show where people come with different opinions about different things that have happened, and then we can go back and forth. I would have liked if today there were more disagreements so that we can debate things a little bit more. A lot of people were agreeing with certain things, but I like the angle that Moto came with and brought us a different side of the conversation. And it's just to further engage each other, just to further, the content bank, and for everybody to be able to let their opinions be heard. But I want to encourage you guys, even people in the comments, please, if you have an opinion, just feel free to be like Amoto, be like Mr. Dora, to be like Bobby. Send a request, come on live, let's see your face, let's hear your voice. Because if you're just insulting people in the comments, typing in the comments, you're kind of just distracting from the conversation, and you're not really adding too much value. Especially if you are one of the people that are just insulting and insulting, you're not really adding value. But for me, even if you insult me 10 times in the comments, I still welcome you to send a request, come on live, let's see your face, let's hear your voice, let's hear your opinions. And who knows, by the time you articulate your opinion properly, you might even get us to come to your side. But if all you're saying is in the comments is you guys don't know anything, you don't know ball, you don't know this, you don't know that, you're not really going to make anybody to take you seriously or to listen to you. So Amoto, I want to say thank you very much for joining us on this first
Yeah.
episode of the Wahala Day. Bobby as well, thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate you guys. Okay, guys. Okay, okay, okay. Um, it's been a pleasure. We've been on here for 2 hours and 46 minutes. I wasn't planning to go this long, but I'm not complaining that we did. I appreciate you guys. The more you guys engage, the more interesting this is, and the more I enjoy just talking. Left to me, I can talk about football for hours and hours and hours and hours. You guys know me. But unfortunately, I have to run now because there's a couple other things that have to happen in life tonight, and I need to be able to get those things done. Let me just look at the comments quickly. Faisal says 5-3-2 or 3-5-3 is our style now. No more 4-3-3 attack. Pesero knows us well from little time he spent, and that is the way to go. Ayuba says vote for Ogadedo to next NFF president, inshallah. uh, Monique says, AY, I'm Wahala Master. I'm not. I like peace. So I like peace. But sometimes a little bit of bass boast is fun. A little bit of bass boast never hurt anybody. And Father says, wow, I spent 2 hours at AyoT. Thank you for spending the 2 hours, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for supporting. If you haven't liked the video, please, please, please make sure you like the video. Don't just watch and leave. Like the video, like the video. Even if you are here to just be upset about certain things that we were saying, or maybe you want to screenshot or screen record to send to a player so that they can be upset, still like the video. And if you want to support us, please, you can also leave a super chat, and then that way you can support our efforts. Super chats cost you money, be aware. No matter how much you give, we appreciate, but super chats cost you money. However, if you don't want to spend your money, if you don't have the money to give, if you feel like we're not worthy of your money, that is perfectly fine. Just hit the like button. That one is absolutely free, and we would appreciate you a lot for that as well. Thank you very much, guys. Just to wrap up, I know that we started with talking about Tolu Arokodare and his reaction to my comments on him. Um, Again, all love for Tolu Arokodare. I don't keep malice with anybody. I'm not now going to start talking bad about him. I just felt like this was something that could set a bad precedent, because you don't want people to feel like if they talk negative, they'll get your reaction. Because that is when most Nigerian players seem to care about people in the media. When you praise them, when you promote them, when you put them in the eyes of the, that's when they know you exist and that's when they care. So I wanted to address that, because I don't want it to become a thing that more media people start doing. I also don't want it to become a thing that more footballers start doing. Let's respect. There should be mutual respect between the media and the players, the athletes. Sometimes you might say things that I don't like. It's the same way I say something you don't. My job is to talk. I can say something you don't like. Fine. Your job is to play. When you have a bad game, do you think I like it? So it's the same thing. If you have a bad game, you've done something I don't like, I talk about it. If I say something you don't like, you feel some type of way about it. If you want to reply, honestly, I have nothing against that. Reply. But for me, it just feels like if you never reply to any of the positive things, but you only want to reply to the negative, it just sets a bad precedent. It is just like if a media person never highlights positive things you do, but whenever you do something wrong, they highlight it. That's also not something that I would align with. So let's just be balanced in everything that we do. Speak good about somebody when they do something wrong. Speak about it. If you want to vex when somebody says something you don't like, then you should also appreciate when the person says something that you do like, or they put you in the limelight, or they praise you, etc. I don't think that this is something that you can do with the foreign media. So why do it with the Nigerian media? Maybe we're too close to each other. Maybe you don't respect us. Whatever the case may be, that's for everybody to go and be introspective about and to figure out on their own. And then for our under 20 national team, our under 20 men's national team, we wish them all the best. They play on Thursday against, no, it's not Thursday, they play tomorrow, Wednesday against Kenya, their final game of the group stage. They're already on 4 points. I would expect them to beat Kenya and qualify for the knockout round. And then we'll see who they get in the next round. Of course, the goal for them is to qualify for the World Cup at the very least, which means they have to get to the semi-final. And then, I mean, hopefully, if they do get to the semi-final, they're able to go all the way and win the trophy. But like we discussed, let us not sacrifice development for winning, because at the end of the day, when most or all these players make it into Europe, you want them to have at least a good level of development. You don't want them to go in Europe and need 5 years to even become an okay player. So yes, we hope that the coaches can make a change. We hope that we can improve the way we play, and hopefully, you guys give them your support and enjoy the game. The game tomorrow is at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If you are in North America, 11 a.m. Eastern, and that is 4 p.m. Nigerian time. So 4 p.m. Nigerian time. The games are broadcasted on YouTube. That's where I've been watching. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you very, very much. If there's anything that you want us to debate next week on Wahala Day, please, please, please leave it in the comments on any of our social media pages: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Leave it in the comments. Tell us what you want to debate, and we will try to take up as many topics as possible next week. But hey, if somebody comes in my comments again after today and I have reason to have a conversation about it, I will talk about it. At the end of the day, it's all in love, it's all in good fun. No hard feelings towards anybody. We're just having fun. A little bit of bass boast never hurts. Good night, guys. Enjoy your night, and I will see you. Oh no, sorry. Before I go, my bad, my bad. My apologies. Before I go, I want you guys. I want you guys to be aware of Friday on Eagles Tracker. Friday on Eagles Tracker. I believe I had said this before, but I want you guys to see it again.
He's the first player that when he made mistake, some people went to different religious area to go and lay a course, like just to go and be abusing him.
We are here for another exciting episode of ET Ranks, where we rank Nigerian players based on different categories. Today, we are ranking Nigeria's best ever midfielders.
I would have dropped into world class if I want to look at some things that he did.
So if you drop him into world class, everybody in Nigeria will come for you.
You guys just adore me on this one.
It's like, just give your ranking and move on. Stop.
Okay, world class. Give me world class.
Greatest Nigerian midfielder of all time. 3, 2, 1. I'll play that again.
He's the first player that when he made mistake, some people went to different religious area to go and lay a course, like just to go and be abusing him.
We are here for another exciting episode of ET Ranks, where we rank Nigerian players based on different categories. Today, we are ranking Nigeria's best ever midfielders.
I would have dropped into world class if I want to look at some things that he did.
So if you drop him into world class, everybody in Nigeria will come for you.
You guys just adore me on this one.
It's like, just give your ranking and move on. Stop.
Okay, world class. Give me world class.
Greatest Nigerian midfielder of all time. 3, 2, 1. Yes, the latest episode of ET Ranks will be live on our channel on Friday. If you haven't seen our ranking of the top 20 Nigerian defenders, please make sure you watch it on our channel. And the next one is ranking the top 20 Nigerian midfielders. Who do you think we put at number 1 of greatest Nigerian midfielders of all time? The only way to find out is to watch it on Friday. It is an exciting and educational piece of content. It is long, but you will enjoy it. It was myself, Smith Layi, and Sadedotun. Fantastic one. And on that note, I say good night, and I will see you guys on Gun Football Friday Night Football Club on Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Up Inter and up.